Right, we're recording.
Yeah.
There we go.
You beat me to it, Alex.
Mate, I saw you. You were like itching for it.
I was looking at my lips to say good evening, but it's fine. Okay, so this is part 2 of an Earful podcast Horror Fest. The first time that we are doing bonus episode.
How English do you want to go? The fuck do you think you are? You live in the palace as well?
Yes. So this is the second bonus episode that we're doing of every week of October, giving you the advice on what films to watch over the spooky season. This time we have our esteemed guest, that is the guitarist of New Year's Day, Nikki. How are we doing, dude?
Oh man, I'm living dreams, hanging out with you guys. It's got to be a good day, right?
It can't not be.
No.
We're biased. We think it's going to be the
We
best
can make it a
ever.
bad day.
I mean, yeah, if you want.
We'll see how this
we
goes.
can get depressing enough, yeah.
It's sad. Let's talk about our problems.
Right.
Oh,
Should we
get
going
ready
with the
for
first
like a
one,
2-hour podcast if it's about our problems. Guys, let's go.
You better strap in.
2 hours, we're going to talk about how it makes us feel. The second part, we might get into solutions. The third part, we're going to blame other people.
Hey, Nikki, hopefully we can do the
I
pet
jumped
peeves
straight
and we
to
don't
that
get
right
disturbed again.
I'm sorry?
I said hopefully we can do pet peeves and we don't get disturbed again.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the girl I just kept walking past?
Let's just call this an earful of getting triggered podcast where we just get all the things that breaks our heart, makes us aggravated.
Oh, I love it.
That was the bizarrest pet peeve
Let's
segment
end
we've
relationships
ever done. Oh, right. Let's get started on these films. We've got 7 to go through. Mr. Pearson, what are we doing first?
Starting off with Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I believe you had a lot to say about that, didn't you, Pearson?
I did, but for what people don't know, I'll give you the synopsis. The centuries-year-old Count Dracula comes to England to seduce his barrister's fiancée.
Yeah.
That's the general gist of the movie.
That's why I went to England my first time.
Oh, I remember. It was nice to see you again.
Pleasure's all mine.
Yeah. Right. This movie, I did not choose at all. It was suggested by you, wasn't it, Mike?
It was, mate. Look, I've even got the Fangoria sat here as well.
Wait, you guys asked me something? I don't know.
No, just
No.
Okay, yeah, I was like, you got
Yeah. Well, I was just
something? I was
saying, like, I'm guessing you don't like this one, Matt. Is this where we're heading here?
What gave you that idea?
I know, but you're being bitter towards it.
I'm not being bitter.
It's a Dracula film
I'm going to just hear everyone else's opinion.
by Francis Ford Coppola, the guy who did The Godfather. He's acclaimed for it.
Yeah, well, what a turn of events, though, mate. Imagine, right, sitting there going, you're sat on top of the empire that you've just built on The Godfather, yeah?
Yeah.
And going, should we do Bram Stoker's Dracula?
It is a brave step, isn't it? It is a brave
Should we
step
make
after
it
the
really
Universal.
fucking weird? Should we make it really weird? And, mate, they made it real weird.
Oh, they did. Let's talk about that wolf scene. Like, what's going on there?
Dude, I still number 3 to that wolf scene. And number 3 is my way, as a polite way of saying masturbation, but I still number 3 to that wolf scene.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
It's not my proudest, but I did
Yeah.
it.
And I'm not talking about the intercourse part. I'm talking about him just like roaming around.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh, mate. It is fucking bizarre, that bit though. Like, that's probably the most weird moment in the movie. Like, I don't know if you could top that.
At the same time, too, it's like, why would you go after Mina's homegirl when Mina's right there? Like, that's the one you want.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, the very forward one.
It's just testing
Typical
himself.
player. I think that's why a lot of men like that movie.
Mm.
Well, Matt,
By that definition, I'm not a man then, because what the fuck is this?
I said
shit?
men. Yeah.
Oh my
Right.
god. The only good thing was the makeup
The ending.
artist. Good on him. The credits. So
Jeez.
let me
Right.
paint a picture. Hang on.
yeah, go on.
Right, Nikki. The day before the beginning of October, I had this planned, like 31 movies for 31 days of Halloween. Not an original idea, let's face it. People have thought about it before. But I wanted to get like a nice balance of classics, underrated, and never seen before. And on this list, next week is Krampus. So I was stressing about it, sent the list to the boys, and Matty criticized Krampus being on there, but suggested Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's not just me that thinks that's ludicrous.
It's a good substitute, but Krampus is still on there, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, because you suggest dog shit. What is this movie?
Man, it's a brilliant movie. There's two points to it. Give me some pointers for why you didn't like it.
Right. First of all, I'm not going to shit on it. I've shit on it enough now without even criticizing it. But is this like a reference to Nosferatu, looking at houses and then traveling to seduce some dude's woman? Or is this just what all vampires are into?
It could be a mixture.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think Bram Stoker, his book was the first one, and Nosferatu was the first film version of that story. Yeah, and he took Bram Stoker's story and kind of like pretty much copied it, but just had little changes. That way he can make a movie out of it.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
It's got to be dramatic if it's made by him as well.
Yeah, this is where I have a hard time shitting on it because I don't know enough about, there's people who are very much into this and they're going to be put off by our podcast from listening to me. So you speak for a little bit.
I do love the concept. I actually loved that movie. Aside from, I think, as much as I love him in general, I think that they could have cast somebody else better than, was it Harkin? Like the Keanu Reeves character?
Keanu Reeves.
Something about Keanu Reeves with a British accent back then, with the height of Bill and Ted's and, Point Break and stuff like that. It didn't really work. But like the kind of like psychedelic shots that they had in the beginning, like with his shadow, not following his movements. I thought that was really cool. That was cool. Just like, visual wise. I thought it was all great. And like, towards the end, it kind of gets a little jumbled and I think I want more, but overall, I love that movie.
It's a film that has its charm. It does have its charms.
Yeah, like the like how it looks, it's kind of like you're watching like a 1940s film. Like the way, like even the bits in the background with the castles and everything, you can tell it's not real, but it's just adding that extra element to it to give it that like old Dracula feel.
Yeah,
so that's what I like about it.
I love it. Like it was so visually, like drawing me in.
Yeah,
for that first half, and then after I think it kind of loses like those visual effects. But then again, I guess you don't have that haunting of Dracula anymore. He's just pretty much just there, ready to sink teeth in. Yeah. And of course, she has a werewolf.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, the visuals are like a reason to watch this movie, in my opinion. As much as I've just shot on it, the visuals alone.
Yeah, some of them were some genius ideas, which was cool, but.
It has some
I do. And then but not to mention the three little vampire ladies that hang out at Dracula's castle.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest scenes in cinematic history. And I don't know what it's about, but I enjoyed it. It definitely put a thing on my bucket list. I'll go with that. If I can find a girl that's like two sides and can do that little...
I'm your lady. Don't be fooled by my beard. I'm your lady.
Oh. That was one of the best things I've seen. I was like, wow, that's the American dream right there.
Oh man.
Are we rating these films?
Before we rate them, I do have a fun fact about this film.
Get it out. Let them know.
Gary Oldman hired a singing coach to help him lower his voice by a whole octave for his character.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
Really?
It's quite cool.
So he could speak in a lower octave?
Yeah. Drop his voice by an octave for the...
little bit of dedication to the role there. That's sick as fuck. Gary Oldman.
I'm going to try that out.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Good old Gary. +1 for Gary. Yeah.
Gary was absolutely haunting in that movie too. His whole like "I will love again" scene after he gives like the ladies the baby.
Yeah.
God, I'd number 3 to that one too. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm gonna stop.
Oh my god!
Again, not the worst.
It's the grin that he does when he's like passed over the child and like crying at Reeves. It's like,
Yeah,
and he's like,
he does that whole thing that the kids do now. Is that where they got it from?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Can't take it seriously because of the fact of the Simpsons parody of it, where it's Mr. Burns instead.
Yeah,
it's like the hairdo.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That hairdo was iconic too when that movie came out. I don't know, like if y'all were mentally aware or capable at that time, but that was something else, man. You ever seen Dracula come out with that butt cheek hairdo?
Yeah.
And it was still super sick.
Yeah, it's a statement, isn't it?
Can you imagine when they first did like, the screen test for that, and then they play on Gary Oldman, and he just looks in the mirror and goes, "What the fuck?"
This is what you came up with?
Really?
Both versions of Dracula are so creepy as well, though.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They stand out.
Mm.
I feel bad for shitting on this now.
Even still, like even if I see like a pretty girl like across like the bar, this was back obviously.
Well,
when
on
the
a
world
Zoom
was
call.
open. You still do that whole see me. And of course, nobody looks, and they do that like what? But I think I'm still just working on that. You know.
Work in progress.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Right.
Just waiting for a universe where he crosses over into Harry Potter and Dracula becomes Sirius Black.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Alternative universe shit. Marvel needs a bit.
I think the world needs more Sirius Black. Seriously.
Oh, man.
Here's some more corn with that cheese. My corny jokes and dairy. Guys ain't lactose intolerant? I got corny, cheesy jokes all day, all long.
Baby.
Right, let's get right in this.
Yeah, go on, Pearson. You're starting. So as much as you've just like taken a dump on it and you're pulling your pants up,
rating it out of 10. A 4.
Oh,
that's hateful.
Jesus.
So not only did you take the dump, you then made them eat it. You horrible man. You horrible man.
I thought it was being
not the real term. It's shit there is. It's called coprophagia. You just performed. You just made them perform coprophagia. On that note,
wait, Matt. I gotta ask. So why didn't you like the movie? Like, what was it?
Yeah, we need to know.
Yeah, we didn't get to that actually.
I like the visuals. I like the character of Dracula, but you lost me on everything else. But also, I'm not a fan of, the story of Dracula. Not something I've ever looked into. So maybe
it's like romantic horror, isn't it? You just don't like the romantic side.
Maybe it was a bit too out there for me.
Yeah.
And I sort of discount that where I'm like, oh, romance now, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get enough at home. I don't want a fantasy.
Wow, show off. Fuck me.
I'm about it.
On that joyous note, I'll probably leave it. I'm gonna go. Are we still doing halves?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So that's a 50-50.
Overruled.
No, all right. If we're still doing halves, I'll call it a 6.5. If we're not doing halves, then 6. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a nice.
Halves.
All right, sounds 6.5 then. So yeah, in terms of storyline, obviously you know the story of Dracula. It's nice own little spin on it, but I don't know. I'm all for being weird. It's a bit too weird for me. 6.5.
Is that wrong? Come down with me. We just need the time. 6.5. I'll rate that meal.
Next episode that we do, we're all gonna make scorecards, and
we need the background of the car behind us.
Oh my god, yeah, we need that to happen. Oh my god, I feel, after the mention of that, I feel like I've eaten a meal.
Hang on, have they got Come Down With Me in America? Like,
yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Very British
I'm sure they
reference.
have a Come Down With Me USA, if memory serves, but I could be wrong.
Wait, do they have what?
Come Dine With Me?
So I've never heard of that.
So it's a television show in the UK where 4 strangers all cook dinner for one another, and they score it out of 10, and the winner walks away with £1,000.
That does not sound like America at all, because I don't think anybody in America really knows how to cook anymore with the rise of Grubhub and Uber Eats. With how many people I've talked to, it's like, oh yeah, I'm ordering Grubhub. I'm like, do you cook? They're like, what's that?
Believe
You're
me,
like,
Nikki,
is that someone's last name? Like, well,
if you'd ever watched this, you'd know half of the UK cannot cook either. So it's pretty much the same.
After we've done this, we have to
wait,
show
I
the
do
video.
gotta say, I know we're on the thing of scoring this movie, but I do gotta mention one show that you guys have in UK that scared the shit, and they really scared the shit out of me, kind of shocked the shit out of me because we don't have that. It was that Naked Dating.
Oh my god!
So,
yes, mate. Honestly, I watched
on this
every
last tour
episode.
coming home.
Yes.
And like Ash and I were in a hotel, you know, we're watching it. We're like, oh, cool, this is fucking interesting as shit. And all of a sudden, just dick.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, mate. No holds barred.
In my
Just
face.
straight up, like you are seeing everything, mate.
I was like, oh my god! Like I was afraid, like I've seen a dick before, but it's like that's not what I was expecting.
Oh, it's a fucking brave
I'm also
TV
expecting
show.
like, you know, like some censored, like
You got
to look like a blurry
a long
caterpillar or
bar.
something.
No, it's like it's cold in here. It's like
Yeah, those poor dudes up there just
in it.
Yeah, it's a studio as well, so it's going to be freezing in there.
Yeah.
It's just like...
yeah.
Plus, you'd be nervous as well. Like, that's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, no one's that confident.
No.
And then the host is like, that's a B-word short, isn't it? I'm like,
Let's go near it. Let's go near it. Would you like to touch it? Like,
whoa. It's a thing.
Yeah, man, it goes in. So yeah, Naked Attraction is wow.
There was
Mate, do yourself
also
a favor, watch it. It's sick.
there was also
Yeah. Also,
another
I give
one.
that show a 9 out of 10 because
Oh,
y'all,
shout
man.
out to
Go
Naked
y'all.
Attraction for getting a 9 out of 10. Yeah, honestly, I reckon if we emailed this over to them, they'd be like, "All right, sick.
the new trailer.
You're all
Man,
going on
I
it."
love
mate.
it. I love the
We are
damn show.
going on it.
Oh,
Absolutely
God,
Right,
Right.
my little hairy ass.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, detouring. I was going to say there is like a similar version where people go on with health issues and it is just dick on TV.
Oh,
Kind
you
of
see
thing.
some
Oh, grim dick.
disgusting stuff.
I can't
as
remember
well.
what that's called. but-
Like, there was one guy who had what smegma building up for like for like 3 years or something like that. It was like a block of cheese down there, honestly.
Oh.
So is that where shredded goat cheese comes from?
Oh.
Or like gammy toes with the like a fucking split road going round and fucking it's
Yeah,
grim.
Right, should we get back on this movie?
Yeah,
Let's get back on that.
Sorry.
before you get back to that, the best part about that program is they say they didn't want to go to a doctor because they
Yeah.
thought it was too embarrassing. But
So
yet
they
they'll
go on to
on
national TV.
national
Why would
TV
you go
with it.
national?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Mate, you
man.
gotta get your 15 minutes
People.
somewhere and look at my really weird penis. Like, what a
Oh,
waste of
man.
15 minutes, man.
I tell you
And
what,
why are
we-
people shooting for only 15 minutes of fame out of their entire lives? Do something else with your life, guys.
Yeah.
Quit showing everybody your wonky dick.
There's so much to do. There's so much to explore.
As soon as you get
It's
to the
like, would
level of
Dracula
wonky
do
dick.
that? No. Did Francis Ford Coppola do that? No.
All
That's
that
why Dracula lives
WWD.
forever, and that's why
What
Francis
would
Ford
Dracula
Coppola made Godfather.
That's how you go full circle. We've just been taught. Take notes, boys.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
Panera,
I tried.
right?
I tried to do my best. I know. I
Lucky.
opened the gates. I'm trying to bring us back.
Right, go on, Mum. What's your rating on it?
So I was going to follow Smith and give it a 6.5 because visually it's cool. Gary Oldman looks creepy as fuck in it, but is a tad bit too dramatic
Right.
at certain points. To quote The Godfather, "Look how they massacred my boy."
Ooh.
Okay.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Oh, even comes with a
Ah,
relatively
no.
decent impression.
Nice.
Okay, all right.
Go on, Nikki. What
Right.
was your rating? Sorry.
I'm actually gonna do. I kind of want to go 9, but I'm gonna go 8. I personally loved the movie. I thought it was a beautiful romance. I loved like the dialogue, the acting, kind of minus Keanu Reeves. That and just towards the end, it kind of just seems to be not as put together as the beginning half. But overall, I would love to give it a 9 or 10, but I'll be objective and go with the 8.
Bang on with you there with an 8. Like for me, I kind of liked how it like retold the Dracula story in a certain like way, but it added the other elements such as like the werewolf man and bits like that, bringing Dracula to life and again keeping that romantic side to it. And like the whole thing like Dracula's not actually a bad guy; he's just had bad shit happen to him, and you got to feel sorry. Sort of
He's
thing.
just misunderstood.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make it in the world with the thing that the gifts he's been given.
Exactly, and that kind of like gives you that feeling of the original Dracula. So yeah, I don't know, and it's got that real gothic twist to it, which I love. So for me,
Absolutely, and I do like that kind of realism. Like if you watch old movies, everyone's so prim and proper, but Mina's homegirl was just ready to bang everything in sight. She had like all these dudes just knocking at her door. I just kind of had that realism. Like the doctor was a morphine addict. Oh, and not to mention Tom Waits in it. Amazing.
Yeah.
So that's more.
Oh, I feel guilty now, but I'm standing by
you.
No, I love the contrast. Like you gotta have disagreements.
Maybe I gotta watch it again, but yeah.
It's not for everyone. Like you said, just them weird bits probably put people off. But yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It does get weird, but
especially that people that don't know the story at all.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They'll be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
To go, this isn't The Godfather. I'm out.
Yeah. It's almost like I want to say like Crimson Peak, which is more like a romance movie that just has ghosts in it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a dark romance that just happens to have blood-sucking, sex-hungry demons in it.
Yeah.
Point of it, just to quickly mention the scene where it's just basically Gary Oldman just screaming at Anthony Hopkins because Winona Ryder's died. But that suit he's wearing, it just is meant to kind of look like a muscle suit armor type thing.
Yeah.
Where he's got his battle armor on, it literally looks like what muscle under our skin would look like.
Yeah, man.
Apart from just shouting just randomly like
Yeah. What's cool is I read this once before is that the scream is from that scene is not actually Gary Oldman, but Lux Interior, who's the lead singer of the Cramps.
Oh,
no
whoa.
Hey, that's a nice connection to the last episode.
Last
we just did.
episode.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah. We just spoke to Graham Humphreys and we pretty much just chatted about the Cramps through a lot of it.
Oh, I love me the Cramps.
Yeah.
Happy that.
They're just dotted about in horror here, there, and everywhere, aren't they? It's like dash here.
Yeah.
There.
I thought that was so cool. Like I never knew that till I read that one time. And I remember listening to it, trying to see if I could pick it out, but it's hard. It's not really like, that kind of rockabilly-ish sound, but
yeah.
I like that. Right, should we move on?
Yes.
What was the next one? What was
the next
movie
film
number 2?
is All Hallows Eve. So the story for this one, I say it's a bit of a B movie. I think it definitely is.
Yeah.
So a babysitter finds a VHS tape in one of the children's trick-or-treat bags, which features various sinister murders performed by the sinister clown that we know as Art the Clown from Terrifier now. So that's the general idea.
Yeah. So Art the Clown is this really mysterious character who doesn't talk. He's scarier than Pennywise. I'd put it out there. He's freakier than Pennywise.
The creepiest fucking smile. Not a fan. It's a freak out, man. Not happy.
And there's no real set story to him. Because we're not talking about the Terrifier here. In this one, there's no real sense to him because he's sort of put across as like an entity, and he's appearing in all these different scenarios, and he can just appear out of nowhere and that sort of stuff. But he just doesn't talk, and he just goes around just killing people for no reason. And
proper butchering heads.
To me, it's like great references throughout it all because VHS tape, and then
should we talk about that actually?
Yeah.
So it's basically it's a short. There's 3 short stories in there, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's referenced in each one of them at the Clown, so he's made an involvement in each one of these happenings. But at the beginning of the movie, it's set in a world where this woman has just took kids out trick or treating, and they open the bags when they get home, and someone's put a videotape in there. So then the kids put the videotape in to watch it, and then they said that's when the movie starts. So what's the beginning one, Matt? What's the first short story?
Mate, Don't ask.
It's one where basically like Art the Clown kidnaps this woman, brings her into this like crypt in the middle of nowhere, and where these people are literally pulling babies out of people's wombs.
Oh shit!
And they find out they're all like these
Yummy.
demons, and they're literally in hell. And Satan walks over to this woman and starts to rape her, and it's like, what?
Yeah,
like,
this is
you open a film with that.
Just another Thursday.
What?
But like, you've got this.
Satan.
Like, Art the Clown doesn't speak, so it's very performance-based acting, and you just presented when you put the VHS tape in with like this boiler room that keeps popping up throughout the film, and it's so weird because you got this pillar in the middle, and it's a very slim pillar, and he just pops out one side of it, but obviously not the other. Oh, it's just fucking creepy with a good soundtrack too, to be honest.
Yeah.
His makeup is something too. It's like you can't forget it. Like even just seeing like the All Hallows Eve cover, you're like, oh my god, I've seen that guy before.
Yeah,
and it's creepy, and just that makeup kind of makes you want to watch it in general.
That's what drew my attention. Yeah.
So I watched this before watching Terrifier, and it just freaked me out straight away. It does stick with you. But my fun fact for this film is the 3 stories that Matty was talking about. Damien Leone, the director, his previous short films reused for the movie.
Oh, awesome! So you got to bring them back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Terrifier was a short, wasn't it, as well before All Hallows Eve?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So that's his like main character, and he bases the whole universe off that character. Because let's face it, it's probably one of the strongest ones.
Yeah.
But there's a big cult following for it now as well. Like, when I went to a horror convention last year, there was people like cosplaying like Art the Clown. It was like, this is crazy. Like, I only thought it was this like B movie that not many people knew about, but it just blew up.
That's what's great about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of B movies in general. Like, for example, like one of the main example of a B movie in general was like we mentioned from the last episode. It was Evil Dead, where from the momentum and just the cult following of it, it then becomes this new life and then becomes this new fan base, like a different thing, because everyone's so used to like the not the cult classics, the actual just classics as in like Jason, Freddy and stuff like that. So we're at this point now where there's such a demand for something new. Something's now come across which is new, and everyone's just leapt on it because it's there.
Yeah, definitely.
You do need like a new character. The amount of remakes and shit you get, and then you present it with this sinister-looking clown. And speaking about the makeup, actually, there's a YouTube video on Damien Leone's YouTube channel where he's doing the makeup on David Howard Thornton in like a time lapse, and you see how he does it. It looks so good.
That's something too, especially with clowns too. It's so hard to get like a makeup that's going to be first like that sticks with you. Second, that creeps you out, and then you got to make the movie good too.
And you got to be able
to have that guy come out and already make sequels. That's freaking awesome. And that makeup, man, you do not forget it.
No,
that sticks with you. You know, you like, say for example, back in your day, probably saying like your parents, like they had specific like icons back in their day. They would go to bed because they'd seen like icons. Like, I don't know. Say if you were a teenager, maybe in our day, and seeing that, it'd be one of those that it'd be like, that's the one that's stuck in my head. You know, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Like for its time.
It's the equivalent of looking at like Kruger's glove or Jason's hockey mask. It's the iconic thing about that character, isn't it? You don't remember what he kills them with, but you remember the makeup.
Yeah, man.
Smile before you die.
It's the character itself, though. It's nothing like you've seen that with Pennywise when he talks and he's trying to be really charming to reel people in. On this one, like, it's basically like a mime, isn't it? Like,
It's like a distraction to keep you rooted, and then once he's got you rooted, he attacks.
Yeah,
because
go on.
I was just going to say that's what makes it so sinister. There's no contact there. It's here's its intentions. You're not going to be able to reason or change its mind.
No.
Yeah.
But what I quite like is when we spoke to the guy that plays Art the Clown in Terrifier, David Howard Thornton.
What episode was it?
Oh,
wasn't it 18 or 19?
I think it's 18 or 19.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly check.
I'll find out. It'll be in the show notes. But
Double
you
check
said
that shit.
you referenced Mr. Bean for the character
Yeah.
because he's such a like.
Miami character.
He
Yeah,
acts
he
with his
watched
body.
those, didn't
Yeah, it was such a clever idea.
But he speaks with
Yeah.
his body, doesn't he?
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we rate
Episode 19.
19.
Oh!
Go watch it. Go watch it if you haven't watched it.
Motherfucking Rain Man shit.
Alright, yeah, let's get rated.
Right,
Don't
for
jump
me,
at the gun so far.
yeah, I'm gonna say. For me, I'm going to give this because full creativity on it, like originality with the clone character, the whole thing, and it started Terrifier as well, which is brilliant. I'm going to give this 7.5.
Nice.
Nice.
You know what? I'm similar. I was going to give it a 7.
The only thing it's missing for me is a solid storyline in a way. I know there's a kind of a loose storyline, and you can kind of see why it's going on this rampage. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing film, but if it had a little bit of a storyline in it, you never know where you could go with it.
Yeah, but do you think it's creepier because there is no story?
That's a possibility.
Is
Yeah,
that a factor?
maybe. Yeah. Could be.
Well, I don't know. Right. Well,
I'm just speculating. I'll join you on a 7 there. It's introducing you to a new potential character that is, not you don't necessarily gonna like franchise it, but it's it's seen in 2 films now, so it's potential we could see it in further stuff, and it's an iconic face to see, so it's like an icon to go with the ages. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a nice 7. It's got potential.
I like it. All right, and then since I actually haven't seen the movie, but just based off the face and just to see like how memorable it is, like once you guys showed me, it's like, oh, I've seen that guy around. Like, and I've seen Terrifier. Like I think like the first 10 minutes where like I guess he's in a restaurant or something, and some girl with a cross.
pizza,
I've never forgotten that scene. I haven't forgotten that face. So just based off of that, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Ooh,
but I am gonna watch it, and that's basically just off of like his face stuck in my brain.
Yeah.
And there's been an interest there, and
I like it. You'll have to let us know what you think once you have watched it.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll report back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to
we'll do a part 2 of this.
Horrorfest Part 2 next year. So I'm going to rate it a 7 with everyone else, mainly because I prefer Terrifier, which we'll discuss in the coming weeks. But in terms of premise, it's awesome. In terms of introducing Art the Clown, it makes a good start point essentially on
that's
that.
a good way to view it.
And also the whole thing as well, that there's sort of no boundaries with it, because the whole thing. I'm actually not going to spoil it. I'm going to keep this away because Nikki's not seeing it, so I'm going to leave the ending. But I'm going to say that it doesn't have any boundaries to it, which makes it a bit more impressive.
Yeah, nice. Right, let's carry on.
What do you rate it, Pearson?
I rated it a 7.
Ah, there you go.
You literally said a 7.
Yeah, I did.
Everyone else.
I'm actually more interested in it now that you're saying like there's no real storyline to it. It's just this guy going out just doing
basically, you don't know why he's doing it.
You just sort of, all right, sound, I'll deal with it. It's just he's left with it.
I think it makes it more interesting because you're familiar with the format of a horror. Follows the story and stuff. So this kind of flips it.
Well,
it sounds like it gives it like a more reality feeling. It's like, why are you doing this? They're not really doing it. Because you're right.
Fair enough. Because I can.
Reasons.
Fair enough.
My reason.
Because it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because it's Wednesday.
What was filmed for, Pearson, lad?
Film 4 is Get Out.
I will not.
And
nice.
So, if people aren't aware, you should stop listening. But this is about a young African American that visits his white girlfriend's parents for the weekend, where his simmering uneasiness about their reception reaches a boiling point. Not written by me, that synopsis.
Oh, mate, I thought it was. I was going to say
I was. It's like,
beautifully prepared words. That was like a fucking dish. I ate them up. Fair play.
I will, next week, I'll write my own synopsises for you.
I expect it to be as delicious as that. If not, I will spit it back out. I'm going to Gordon Ramsay this motherfucker. Oh my God.
It's like the start of a show before they bring the guest on. Like,
Yeah.
they're describing what they've done.
But what a film. I mean,
Yeah.
Jordan Peele literally got a baseball bat and knocked it the fuck out the park. Nah, there's so much of a storyline to it, and it's deep rooted as well. Like, it's sort of like if you aren't aware, open your fucking eyes as to what's going on sort of shit, as well as being like a horror film.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's a realistic horror film. This isn't just your average, we see this every day. Sorry, no, that's a lie. This isn't just your average sort of like horror film, you know, where people get stabbed just for the sake of it. Like, this is a realism horror film. Like, not even subtle. It's like, if you're not reading the signs that Jordan's throwing out to you there, like, come on, play the game.
Yeah.
This film's so good.
It's packed with like meanings, and like you said, Smith, like basically saying like, open your eyes, like this sort of like racism is still happening in the world. You know what I mean? It's kind of an extreme representation of it in that sense, but that's actually the reality of what it was like probably in the like 20s, and you know what I mean, and before that.
I think it's just how subtle the film is in general. It like drip feeds these little bits until it gets to the point where it does the twist, and then it's like, oh,
that's the thing, though.
That's why we've done all these things,
isn't it? But that's the thing. If people were watching it, say for example, like completely unaware, it's one of these films that why are they doing that? And you know, little tick points, as you say, and then eventually it just snaps, and they sort of go, like, oh. You know, it is being racist. It's like it is being so racist, so blatantly racist. It's like, how the fuck do you not see this? And then
I think what's great about it is when you're watching it, you're seeing Chris, the main character, feel uneasy about visiting the white parents of his girlfriend.
Yeah,
he feels uneasy, but you're watching it getting uneasy because you're trying to figure out what part of this is horror, because it's not presenting itself to me yet. And then there's like there's funny things where it takes you down a road and tries to steer you from what you're thinking. So you know the beginning scene where they're on the way and they hit the deer in the car.
Yeah.
And the police come up and he asks for Chris's ID.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not driving.
Yeah, but she jumps on the defense, rightly so. Yeah. He wasn't driving. Why'd you need that? Do you know why she got so defensive?
It's to lead you away from from her plot line. She didn't
want him, Chris, to be reported missing and be traced back to being with her.
Yeah, true.
It's like these twists and turns that you don't think about that make you think a different way.
It's her covering her ass. It's not her doing it for that sake.
It's not she's defending, you know, this racist point of view. I'm going to ask the black man for his ID, even though he wasn't driving.
The favorite bit of it is where Dad is like trying to like defend the fact that he's not racist, and he's like full in support of
Obama.
I would have voted Obama a third time.
Yeah. It's like, oh, come on.
Even when they're like walking through the garden, and he's like, I know how this looks. White family, black servants. You know, that's how he portrays it. And he's like trying to defend it straight away. Well, you do feel uneasy watching it. This film's so fucking good.
Yeah.
What's your
running scene?
Bleak.
Actually, you know, after watching like the Key and Peele shows, which were amazing in general, like that was already genius. Once you find out he's doing a horror movie, it kind of made sense, because like some of like those stand-ups from Key and Peele and like those skits had a very like dark horror kind of element to it. Like they had the one like the Continental Breakfast with the whole ending with The Shining. I remember even like watching some of those like, you know, comedy skits with like a chill down my spine. And then to see him go into horror, at first I was like, this is a strange step from like straight up comedy to horror. But then again, I was so excited, and I don't think that Jordan Peele disappoints at all. Like, I thought he was awesome. It's very typical with the social commentary in a bit, but I thought overall it was still an amazingly done movie.
Yeah. Was that his first film, if memory serves? Was that
I
his
believe
first
so,
sort
yeah.
of...
As far as I know, it's that, and then Us was next.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And that
So
was
imagine...
And then he started doing the Twilight Zone, which still kind of had like its base.
Yeah, he's dabbling in that.
That
That was
That's
good.
right.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
Definitely.
he's the presenter on it. Is it the guy that's the creator behind it all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also
Oh,
producing the new
Cool.
Candyman movie as well.
right.
Yes,
Oh,
that one I'm really excited for.
Yeah,
I didn't
that
get
looks
too
good.
much into the Twilight Zones, but I thought his movies have been awesome so far.
Yeah, I've loved him.
What rating we giving it then, boys?
Well, do you want? I've got two things to chat about before we do that.
Please.
So my fun fact is this film was filmed in 23 days.
What?
Jesus.
What?
That's a fast turnaround, man.
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
What?
What?
And obviously, Universal, I think Universal approached him about doing a sequel. Of course he did, but he said he was open to the idea of doing a sequel, but he wouldn't do it for a cash grab.
Right.
That's fair.
I'm not sure how
That's
that would
good.
work. I think it'd have to be like a prequel kind of thing.
How do we feel about the alternative ending, if anyone knows about it?
No,
Yeah, I think
go
I
on.
do.
Okay, so obviously we're all familiar with the ending where he gets away, his friend picks him up, and
TS motherfucking A.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate. Do you know what? That bit's so tense, yeah, because you hear the siren and you're like, oh no.
You
Oh,
see
dear.
the
Oh, dear.
Oh no.
Okay,
The white
so
girl's gonna win. No.
the alternative is that he doesn't win and he goes to jail. He accepts the fact that obviously within the circumstance he was never going to win that scenario. And then that's it. That's the end of the film. He's just in jail.
Oh. Well, fuck that ending.
I think that would have been quite a good ending, to be honest.
No.
Quite-
No. If we see, it would have been typical. It was like the.
But that's what goes along with the social commentary for the whole film.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
reality. It's the reality of it.
I
Yeah.
can't have it go that way. I'm fucking sick of it going that way.
Smith, relax. It didn't go that way.
No, I think it's a fair point because I think it was on the Black Noir documentary where they discussed
think
it, and
it
he
was.
said that it was typical that at the end that the black hero was then killed or something like that, where they wanted for once to actually just change it and switch it around, where we actually win for once after everything, that they actually win and actually go through it rather than not having some final conclusion on them, which just means that they lose again.
Yeah.
I think I prefer the regular ending as much as I love bad endings for the heroes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're making like a kind of like social commentary or statement with racism. Although I don't believe that that's 100% how it goes, where you're going to end up in handcuffs if you're a minority, just because I know. But I think that showing hope would probably be a better ending rather than no matter what, you're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
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 Touche. I like that.
Right.
Cool. Ratings. What are we going for?
All right.
Yeah, well, all jump at once. Why don't we?
I
Sorry,
thought Smith was about to start. That's why I didn't.
I was
Wait,
getting
wait,
that. I was
I-
exhaling. It was taking
I think I missed the end.
I'll take a. Do you know what? I'll take a tasty 8.5. Big chomp. That's what I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna give it an 8 as well.
Okay. Nikki?
I'm gonna go with 8. I love the movie. I thought it was great. Totally original idea. For the most part. Actually, yeah, totally original idea. Yeah, I was in from beginning to end. Like I thought it was awesome. I don't have a real reason to not give it the other 2 points, but I just love the number 8. So I'm gonna go with 8.
Touche.
I'm going to add on
I
to
thought it was great.
I'm going to add on to the 8s because I've never seen a film like this before this one, if you get what I mean, in terms of originality and stuff like that. So, yeah. And the message it gives out as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am going to give it an 8.5.
What was that,
What was that?
He said 8.5 amongst all that fucking static.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Thank you. First of all, obviously, how original it is, the meshes that comes with that, the fucking granddad running scene, the sink, the floor scene.
Yeah, I was going to say that,
so
that sink in the floor scene
The sunken
is so
place.
good. Yeah. Where you just see him drop. Oh, mate.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, love it. Right. Should we continue?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. What do we have next on the menu?
House LLC. Is there LLC in the title?
There was at one point,
LLC
I want to say.
Is in the... It is.
There was. I remember on Prime when I had to watch it again. It was LLC.
It was LLC, wasn't it?
It's on Prime, yeah, it's LLC.
So, 5 years
And
after...
they got their business, you know?
Yeah.
So, 5 years after an unexplained malfunction causes the death of 15 tour-goers, and a documentary team travel back to the scene of the tragedy. That's essentially the synopsis.
Yeah. So basically, it's like this team of people who put on these horror events, these scare events that we're all used to going to and stuff like that. They find this house that is reportedly haunted, and it's got apparently there was some sort of Satanist cult in there that summoned demons and whatever. So when they go there, they see all these different signs of like this stuff actually happening there, and they believe that this could have happened, but they still go ahead with it, and they're staying there for like a period of 2 months. Is that right?
Yeah, it's something like that where they're doing it up themselves, and it's all a bit DIY.
Yeah. So they're doing it up themselves in time for October. So all the houses, like it's not clean. They leave some things as they are, don't they? As like it was in the house before that. And then they just had these like scary props and all these different other bits like lighting and that, and clowns. They had these 3 clowns into them as well.
Oh mate, these clowns.
The creepiest fuck, lad.
It is that scene where it's almost like it's the found footage. She's walking through the house with the camcorder, and you see the clown just stood staring down at the basement, and she goes back up, and everyone is accounted for upstairs. And she's like, who the fuck did I just see downstairs then? Oh, mate.
Yeah.
The realization in it.
Yeah, I love that style of found footage.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like the found footage movies too. I love them. Straight from like the first one I really saw was, you know, Blair Witch, but like coming to Hell House, those 3 clowns, man. Oh. It's like it was like something with like where he turns away, he turns back, and like the clown's looking at him. It's cool because like in these found footages, it's something so simple as that creeps you the fuck out more than like
100%.
I don't know, like a mass murder, someone just like chasing after you for hours, like something so simple like that. Because I mean, that's something that would happen with your own camera, you know?
Yeah. It is you can easily put yourself in the position, and that's what makes it creepier.
Yeah. Tiny tricks of the mind. That's what fucks you up, innit? Because it's just like, I know something has subtly changed, but not enough to freak me out, but enough to know that it has happened.
I do have a fun fact about this. You know, when the 3 clowns are sat in the basement, and she has two of their friends are sat in the clown outfit.
Yeah.
And one's a mannequin. Well, the mannequin wouldn't stay up correctly, so they actually had to get someone on the real life set to get in the costume and still as possible.
Right.
So they were all 3 of them were actually people inside there, but one as still as possible.
Would have filled me.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I read about it.
And pay an extra $5 an hour to stay still and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right? I always wonder how they did that. Like, my stomach would hurt after a while. It's just like...
Yeah.
Just holding myself like a hot dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's where I went.
Don't see my impression of a hot dog.
I was going to say, what is that off?
It's Robin Williams, isn't it? When he's
yes.
What scene is it?
Do a great impression of a hot dog.
Film. But yeah, he's speaking to that woman, and he just
That's
goes,
where I got it from.
I can just do.
Yeah.
I can do this really great impression of a hot dog. Fantastic.
Oh.
I would love that to be a horror movie, Mrs. Doubtfire. Have you seen the
Yes.
trailer of that on YouTube?
Oh, have
Yes,
they like
yes,
followed
yeah.
it? Have they?
So good.
Oh, please send me the link afterwards. I need to
Oh,
see this.
We'll watch
Oh my
it.
god, you haven't seen it? It's like the trailer, but with a horror movie like soundtrack.
Oh,
to it.
completely
So
vibed.
frightening.
Yeah.
Mate, can you imagine though? Robin
Like
Williams actually
re-edited.
doing a proper horror film. Like that would have been sick back in the day.
Oh, amazing.
He would have been good for it.
What was the
Didn't he do something like that?
I
Where
was gonna say where he's a photographer.
Yes.
He's like this.
I think it's 8mm, but it's not 8mm.
No, do you know what? I'll
1 hour
read it
photo or
right
something.
now. I think that might be it, Smith.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
gonna say
look.
1 hour
Never
photo or
knew.
something.
Something like that.
Yeah, because he gets hold of a family and I think he like starts like obsessing over the photo and becomes part of like he
Yeah,
puts
that's
himself
it.
as
He's
part
like-
of their family.
He's like
What?
keeping.
He
photos
should
of
just
the
get an
family and stuff.
Instagram. That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that was the thing though. This was before the day, so this was like back in the day weird shit. So you know when you like come over with your little wind up camera.
Polaroid.
Wait, ding.
It was called Final Cut.
Final cut.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
No, I wouldn't have.
What
but
the fuck was I thinking of then? Is there a
Yeah.
film called like 1 hour photo?
There is, but I don't know what it is.
I was kind of thinking the 1 hour photo thing too.
Oh,
or
actually,
something.
yeah, maybe I was looking at the wrong one. Yeah. I mean, don't watch Final Cut. 1 hour photo. I need to practice research.
Is it 1 hour photo?
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
2002.
Oh, it really is.
Yes.
John Alex.
Like, even Final Cut. Get out. Don't talk rubbish to me.
Right, I'm
pal.
just going to kick you from this conversation now.
That's fine. I have the final
Mute.
cut.
Oh, mate.
Where the
Right.
fuck were we?
We were talking about Hell House and found footage, but I just
Wait,
remembered...
real quick. If I could kind of stray you guys away from Hell House, but back to found footage. Have
Yeah.
you guys seen Grave Encounters?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that on our talk list at one point?
It isn't, but it should
Oh,
You guys need to
Yeah.
Just
like,
Krampus.
movies like Hell House and Grave Encounters, I thought were some of like the best current of the found footage movies.
be. Yeah, 100%.
Those were
Did you,
epic.
did you watch the second one as well? Yeah.
Oh my
And-
god, yes.
Yeah. The way he's still in the basement underneath in all the tunnels.
Yes.
He's still there.
Don't like this.
Oh my god.
I
Like
Yeah.
those two movies, I'm kind of thinking like this is gonna be the cheesiest, corniest thing. Like this is gonna be so stupid, and then like it hits, you're like,
Yeah.
oh
yeah.
shit. And then the second one, you think it's gonna be like, okay, it's not a remake of the first one, just with a number 2 on the end. Like it actually had like a different story to it,
Yeah,
which
it continues on from where they left, didn't it? All the equipment's still in there and everything.
It had a
Loved
great
it, yeah.
premise, mate. Yeah, but I think it was just like the special effects just went shit. Like the first one was genuinely like, what the fuck? Like, you know what you mean?
Yeah.
You know, you actually jump at your screen. Whereas the second one, I think it just went poor, man. They were just like, let's just cheap scare it. Yeah, man, whatever. Like, I don't know, it felt effortless.
Which one's the one with a dead tall man? And he's like coming after him with a big mouth. You just see a black mouth come down. And he's like crawling through the corridor.
Isn't it both? But I think you see more in the second one.
It might be. Yeah. I
Don't
always
quote me.
Trust
remember.
Rain Man on this.
I always remember the Google the what to call it, the girl in the corner of the room.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and the mouth
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
down. Oof.
How I do it.
Oh.
Slap.
I know, those were awesome. But yeah, okay. Anyways, Hell House.
You know the clowns bit in Hell House?
Yeah.
Every time I walk into Matty's room, I get that kind of feeling because he has the bust of Ghostface and Michael Myers. So I get that feeling. I walk in the room, turn
Yeah, we
left,
should
thinking
move
there's
this, right?
someone there. And
Yeah, I would get that
presented
too.
Fucking
Please.
it is a
Look at
fucking
that.
great shout, right? I am staying at that household on the let me
Friday.
check the fucking date. On Friday the 16th of October 2020. Should I go missing, right? My last fucking known location. was at his place. Right? That's the guest room, man.
Yeah, it
that
is. It's the
fucks
guest
you up.
room.
Trying
to
to
sleep with all this shit in the room.
In that.
Pennywise, their eyes glow in the dark as well. So.
Oh, even
Oh,
better,
my
fantastic.
God.
And my eyes aren't the fucking best. I don't know if you can see if the goggles at the end of me nose.
Hang on, mate. You need to probably bring it onto the.
I'm the same way too, man. I wear thick ass glasses, so I'm glad when I get to go to sleep, I can take them off. I'm like, I don't see nobody anymore. They're all gone.
Me and you are in the same boat, thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Matt's going to make us drown together.
We don't know where we're going,
right.
but we in that boat.
Yeah. They just put us in it and just go, yeah, hope. And we go,
Yeah.
we got it.
You got it. Okay.
That's me.
Oh, man. Me rowing my boat.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Oh, boy. I just want to wake up and see my toes. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for a lot.
Not with Matty about, mate. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. And I could probably throw him pretty far.
That is the feeling you get when you walk in his room, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That was sparred from going to just walking into your room, mate.
It's not Pennywise. It's the Pennywise room.
Too much.
See, I don't have too much, but I do got a Baby Yoda at least.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's all right to wake up to. That's okay. I can do it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He's
nice.
Fucking Pennywise.
You know, he'll like pat my cheek sometimes. I'm like, don't touch me. That's weird. You're a doll. You're not supposed to be moving, but well, his eyes don't glow.
Yeah.
There's that much. Yet. He's saying yet.
Next time you do a UK tour, we'll bring Pennywise. Just like,
oh God, please. Let's get him a whole setup too, like he's interviewing and like if the camera goes in, you just answer.
Beautiful. I like it.
Let's get somebody to dress up as the Terrifier.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Right. We've all got to dress up when we come and see you again.
I'm down.
You're like, what the fuck?
Oh, fuck.
I'm in.
These boys again.
Yeah. Oh fuck it, dude! You guys are in. Hell yeah, let's do this.
Fucking go.
Oh man. Right. Should we rate this movie?
Get right in.
Mate, yeah, we went on some tangents there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's the
All
fun of
right,
it.
so I'll start off with the rating on this one.
Go on then.
So
Go on then.
for found footage, which I'm not usually a fan of, just because I think Paranormal Activity killed it and killed it again. Like the Simpsons quote where they go, "Stop it, you're killing him," or he's already dead, or something like that. That's pretty much how I feel with found footage. So I'm going to give it a solid 7.
Lorna, have you got movie quotes wrote down to the side of you there?
No, I just
He's proper popping out.
You're just like pulling them out of nowhere.
just anything to my head.
Jesus.
Fair play.
Right, so I'm gonna give this one a 7 as well, because I think it was fairly strong for. I mean, you had to convince me to watch it, didn't you, Pearson?
I did.
And
yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, you had to sell it to me." So I watched it, and I wasn't disappointed.
See, I recommend good things to you that don't disappoint you. Imagine if you did the same back.
I like that attitude.
Oh no,
Kitty's got claws. Jesus. I'll probably join you boys. To be honest, I'm gonna be a basic bitch and join you on the old 7 there. Really good film, good concepts. But yeah, 7.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7.5.
Oh, you're giving it a little bit of garnish.
Change it up, you know.
Add a little bit of arugula to that sound.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go same 7. 7. There's only so much you can do with found footage. As much as I love them, there's always someone who doesn't believe what's happening is happening, whether you have the films or not. Yeah. But I thought it was still cool. Still had some fun scares. I thought it was still a fun movie. And yeah.
The ending to that movie, the ending is so creepy where you see like everyone rushing out and panicking. That's just one thing I wanted to add. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially like, I don't know how y'all are over there, but like, you know, last year and before, like, you know, walk through haunted houses are huge out here. And yeah, so even more so. It's like in our hearts right there.
Do you have a lot of independent ones out there? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, we don't get that as much over here, do we?
Yeah, there's usually so much. And like Ash, our singer, they've been going to like the kind of quarantine ones. They got like drive-through ones that you actually drive through, and then they come around now. But yeah.
Whereabouts are you based at the moment, Nikki, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Whereabouts are you based, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Orange County, so I'm about an hour south of LA. So I'm kind of right by Disneyland.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. And then,
yeah, I'm like a 10-minute drive from the land.
Oh, sick.
That's a dream.
So you've got the
I'm in the land of constant sunshine and summer, and we're actually going back into summer again. Like a couple of days ago, it would get in the 70s, and now we're back in the 90s again. So it's freaking hot.
What? Yeah, nice.
Is there, just out of curiosity there, is there any like horror conventions that go on at Orange County, and have you attended them at all?
Yeah, they have Monsterpalooza. I mean, they're all mainly in
awesome.
LA area. We're just like 45-hour north, but yeah, they got a bunch.
That I've seen clips.
And then the Anaheim Convention Centers where they have like NAMM and like the Comic Cons and stuff like that. Like 10 minutes away. So yeah, man, they got conventions.
Yeah, that Monsterpalooza one looks massive from the videos I've seen of people like doing stuff there. There was that one, and they did the H40 convention in I think it was in Pasadena or somewhere for the celebration of the Halloween movies over 40 years, and they had every single person who played Michael Myers was there.
Oh, rad!
Yeah, all the directors, even the young Michael Myers and everything like that. Every single person was there. Yeah, they were all there.
Wow.
There's a photo of them all online, like literally.
Oh, from fucking knee-eye to fucking the tallest one of them. Because he's, how tall is the fucking tallest one?
Tyler Maine is probably the tallest, isn't he?
How tall is he when he's 6'4"?
No, he's like 7. He's like 7 foot.
7 foot.
Is that the one from the Rob Zombie ones?
Yeah.
Oh, 7 foot.
Yeah, he's fucking huge, mate.
You're having me on.
Saber-Tooth from X-Men 1.
Yeah. Speaking of, what do you guys think of the kind of new reboot of Halloween? We're scratching everything up.
We'll hold this because my bonus question at the end is going to revolve around reboots. So we're going to hold that. We'll save it. We'll put it to one side. We'll come back to it.
We will
the question mark a bit. We'll come back to that.
We'll unlock it later. Yeah. All right.
We only got 3 films to go before we're back at it. So
it's okay. Won't be long at all. Right. What is our next one?
The next one is Us.
You?
Us.
Me?
Us.
We?
Us.
Every motherfucker.
Right. It's a
Us or y'all?
Everyone!
Oh my God. Y'all is going to be the sequel to Us.
Y'all.
Yes.
And then the way they kind of change movie names in other countries, it'll be like, y'all, you all.
He was killed by a crawdad.
I would still watch it.
Miss me some crawfish, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Shall I define this?
Hit me with a synopsis.
I mean, hold on, just for a second. How the fuck do you define this film? Because, mate,
I'm glad you asked.
It messes with your head.
All right, okay. Do you know
I've
what?
not written it though, so.
All right, well, go off, please. Because I'm intrigued.
Well, let me talk.
Go on. What? Sorry, let it out, man. I'm just excited. It's a good film.
Right,
I've got a lot to say.
It's okay. Right. A family serene.
One thing I wanted to bring up. Sorry, go on.
Oh shit!
Pearson has left the chat.
Jack Nicholson's got him.
Sorry about that. Just thought I needed a cry for a minute.
We've all been
It's Matador boy.
Oh, love it. Right. I'm waiting for someone now. Put me on edge, Nikki. A family's serene beach vacation turns to chaos when doppelgangers appear and begin to terrorize them. That's it. We can talk now.
I mean, that's just to put the film lightly, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
By the time you finished watching that film, that synopsis does not give it just even any gravity.
No, but it was short to write down, and I'm not writing any more than I already have.
Well then.
What do we all think of this film?
I mean, I'll go first if you don't mind. This is fresh on my mind, so I've got some lines to chat wham about. So it's another Jordan Peele classic. Let's just fucking say that now. I think it'll live down for a good couple of years, undecidedly. However, it did leave me a bit lost, but I kind of get it. But I'm also a bit annoyed because I like my films to be finished with a nice, pretty bow on the end of it. You know, when you like a story to just go blip, blab, blab, done.
Yeah, I'm with you.
More's left with it. This film does. I will be honest. It does leave you asking a few questions, I'd say, and if it doesn't, then fucking please explain to me further and help me understand. Well, obviously, by all means, I'm not getting it. Go on, Mike.
We're doing spoilers, aren't we? Yeah, we're doing spoilers.
People should have watched
Fuck it. If you've not watched it, you should watch it. And if we've spoiled it for you, then tell us that we're dickheads. And do you know what? We'll happily take it on board. Not Nikki. Nikki's not a dickhead. Nikki's sound. But if it's the three Max or Alex, just tell us we're
fair game.
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it on board. We're good. We enjoy good fisticuffs. But no, like that film, man. Like the premise at the start, it takes you.
Matty was talking, wasn't he?
Oh, carry on, Smith. Go on, carry on.
No, Matty, go on. What were you saying? Because I'll chat too much. I'll take over.
Right. So basically, like we find out these doppelgangers towards the end to just skip through it all. Adelaide, the main woman in it, she finds out that when she was a young girl and she went to the fun fair, her doppelganger swap places with her in the mirror. So these doppelgangers apparently live underground or something like that.
Yeah, there's tunnels throughout America.
Yeah,
that's the premise they're going off, isn't it? Yeah, it was an experiment that they made copies of everyone. Please, Matty, go from there.
So it's like every single person born gets their own doppelganger, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is
Make it sound like some sort of offer, like if you're born, you get your free doppelgangers.
Could you imagine
two for the price of one?
In it, yeah.
That
scares me a little bit.
How many doppelgangers you get, like if you're bipolar?
Is
it just one? Yeah. Like if you have like kind of multiple personalities, maybe like emotional disorders, you get multiple doppelgangers?
Yeah, James McAvoy's going to have fucking right trouble on his hands.
Oh my God.
Yeah. 7 DID, you know what I mean?
That's the movie y'all right there.
54 people all crammed into one room, all in 2 lines.
Y'all is just a better version of Glass at the end of the day.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Well, fun fact with the movie Us, the first time I saw it, oddly enough, I don't know why, I wasn't into it. And I think it was like a year or something later, or whatever time was, went to the Universal Horror Nights where they had the Us walkthrough, which was really cool because, like, you know, you walk through the house, the neighbor's house, you know, where like they're upstairs killing the shit.
Yeah. Okay.
And I remember being in it, and then I felt like that terror from the movie. And I was like, holy fuck, I need to watch this movie again. And that night, like we were on tour. That night I went to a Walmart, we bought the movie and watched it. I was like, okay, I was wrong. My bad. Awesome fucking movie.
I get why at first you'd be put off by it though, because it is. I think you
have to watch it a couple times,
twice, don't you?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. It does leave you asking a lot of questions, like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And like that whole twist at the end was a bit like, wait, that's what you went with?
Yeah, because it's left you going, I still want answers. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? That look they give one another.
There's no closure with that.
Yeah.
It's just the...
It's that cold ending that you didn't get at the end of Get Out.
So like,
you asked for a shitty ending, like... you got it now.
Yeah.
So
but that's one thing I don't get to. It's like, why are we holding hands? Like, what kind of hippie horseshit is this?
That's what I was going to get at. I kind of understand why you'd feel a bit lost with that, but when you think about it, that premise was created in the mind of a child.
Yeah.
Her last sort of recollection on the TV was
the Hands Across America thing.
Hands Across America thing. So like her plan was, oh mate, I'm a kid, you know, if we get Hands Across America, that'll save me. And that was the premise of then teaching the rest of the doppelgangers. So that's why they're all just like stabby, fucking let's all get handsy. And then obviously the twist, if you aren't aware of it.
Best description ever.
Stabby, stabby, handsy.
New merch coming soon.
Where they get all these fucking scissors from? That's another question.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that I'm going, what the fuck? But at the same time, you're also going, whoa, what the fuck? Like, honestly, mate, that first fucking, I'd say, an hour and 10 minutes of, like, you know, when you get in the introduction and then when you first meet her and she does the voice, like, she's like, you know, and she's like, once upon a time.
Oh my god, that is good.
Yeah.
That is good.
That's good.
That's good.
I shit a pat. Oh, no,
Yeah.
nah.
I was waiting for it. I was like, ooh, we got a good one.
Yeah, I was like, too much, man. Oh, mate, I do apologise as I've forgotten the name of the actor, but she absolutely dominated that role on both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
They all did.
Absolutely.
It is like the creepy, sinister build-up that I love. Where it's like there's a family at the end of the garden, and just slowly build into the
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a Stranger's vibe at first, isn't it? Do you know when you just see the four
Yeah, it is.
people just stood out in the distance?
Yeah.
But yeah, like with this one, with her getting taken as she was like a red, she swaps over, doesn't she, with this Adelaide? But the cool thing about it is, obviously, when this Adelaide comes back and she's actually the human, not the clone, she's brought all this symbolism back into it. So I read a lot into this. And apparently, she's brought a lot of this symbolism from her time on Earth, like above ground, from when she used to be the human there before she got replaced. And apparently, there's bits like the red jumpsuit that they wear that's supposed to represent Michael Myers. The leather glove.
That's right.
Is a homage to Nightmare on Elm Street that she wears because he was a big Wes Craven fan. And then you also, if you on one of the scenes, you see like a Nightmare on Elm Street VHS tape as well, sat by the TV.
Nice.
There's the
Cool.
numbers in there, and there's also the number symbolism all the way through it.
Yeah, the Jeremiah 11:11
Yeah,
that you
That's
see all
right.
over the place.
the Bible verse, yeah. So it's crazy. It's full of stuff like that. But again, you only notice it the second time round, and if you've like read a bit into it.
This one could be wrong, but I think, you know, all the boardwalk scenes
Yeah.
were filmed at Santa Cruz, which is a reference to the Lost Boys.
Shit.
That's correct. Yeah, no, you're very right on that.
Yeah. There's another
Can
one.
I be honest?
Wait,
So-
trying to remember, did all the clones and stuff, did they come from like, was it another dimension or just some like sewer?
So you know when you see that like the long corridors and stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's just pretty much all underneath the earth, right? And essentially, what was the premise was going off memory. I've only ever seen this film once. Was that it was like they were all cloned, right? And then it was like an abandoned experiment.
Yeah.
So there's loads of questions as to why this had happened, so on and so forth. So obviously, when the switchover happens in the Vision Quest, that was like the mirror machine. It was like a room on it. When that happens and they do the switchover, because she's down there in the under bit, obviously because she's clued up on what's going on up in the world. She's not in the down under all this time. I'm just going to call it a down under because what are they called? They're called the tethers, aren't they?
The tethered, yeah.
So because of the switchover, that's how she obviously then devises her plans. So, but they're considered like mental patients because obviously they're not taught anything human. They're just sort of left to roam. So
that's why only Red can talk, because she's from above ground.
So
like that.
So the rest of them just fucking grunt and fucking hug at each other, as you do see during the film.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why like the plan comes along and it's in the plot mind of a child. Like, how would a child fucking create a plan to get out of somewhere? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was your original question? I do apologize. I kind of just fucking went right off course.
No, you answered it. Was that whole other world another dimension or just corridor?
So they created the doppelgangers as like a fail-safe in a way. That's the way I'm seeing it, at least. Kind of like, have you ever seen the film The Island? You know how they like harvest them for the organs? I don't know if it was kind of like that and then they just left it as it was. Spoiler alert on The Island. And then but as I say, as far as it's left to
we
to
call
the
it
audience,
the pharmaceutical industry.
yeah, it's just left as they've just left it as a failed experiment, and it goes from there. So as I say, that's what I mean. This film leaves questions where you're like, well, what but then at the same time, you're like, it wraps not bits up nicely, but the rest of it's sort of like a bit loose, leaves it open to interpretation. But most of all, like the doppelganger part, that side of the film, fuck me. I mean, do you know what? It's not often you really find films like, I don't know, horror films especially over the past, I'd say maybe 10, 15 years. That might be just a push. They don't really grip you as much as they used to. I'd say over the last 2 or 3 years, people have actually started pushing the boat out and started being like, mate, I want you to actually be on the edge of your seat. And I think I'd say Us is definitely an edge on your seat film. Well, that's probably broad to say, but you do find yourself sitting there going like, what the fuck, man? Because there's that pivotal scene where they are literally, the camera is like looking over the living room and they are all literally in acts of each other. Yeah. And it's like, imagine, like if I'm looking at another me, like I know for a fact I'm going to be the one with the fucking mask snarling everywhere because I fucking burn my face off. You know what I mean? I can't be asked for that. I know I've got to go up against fucking him. No.
Do you know what I love about this movie is like the funny, light-hearted scenes that make it feel a bit sinister, where it's like
kill count.
Yeah, and like playing fuck the police while the white family are getting killed. It's similar to what Reservoir Dogs did with like Stuck in the Middle of You. This happy song is like
very much so. The
murdered.
Yeah.
Such a good counterpoint.
Can we just discuss the soundtrack in general? With I Got Five on it.
Yeah.
Where it's the fight.
Yeah, that's the one it was.
Yeah, that version of I Got Five. Well, we had that as like an intro song for the podcast for a good year and a bit.
Did. If ever Jordan Peele and anyone and such co do watch this and they're starting like, oh, boys, you
ripped you off, yeah.
Thank you. Ripped you off. Thanks. Bye.
No, that's such
why
a good
we
like.
Changed the theme tune.
It's such a good rework though of a good rap song to begin with, and it has this sinister quality when all those strings come in, mate.
Yeah.
That's what got me hyped about this movie because it was in the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, I'm seeing
this movie."
That. Yeah,
I remember that in the trailer too. I always love seeing that because you're like, "Wait, I know this fucking song." It's like, "What is this?" And you're like, "Oh yeah,
I know this." Yeah.
I think people made the mistake of like comparing Get Out to this.
Very much so. Yeah. If you go in with the premise of thinking that Get Out is going to be like Us, don't.
Forget about it.
They have similarities, don't get me wrong, but they are in no way, shape or form a carry-on or connected.
Exactly. You got to realize they are two different movies.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people are just like, oh, Jordan Peele's doing horror movies. These must be connected.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah. My fun fact for this film is the narrator in the Funhouse is Jordan Peele.
Oh, really?
In the where?
You know, the Funhouse, when you see it at the very beginning as Adelaide's walking through.
Yeah.
And that's where she's looking at the mirror
in the
and her reflection is actually red and grabs her.
Oh, Peele's over the tannoid thing.
Yeah, Peele is the
narrator
above that.
Oh, wow.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Just a side note on just really strange cameos like during the film. Like, has everyone seen Knives Out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a scene at the beginning of it after they discover that the writers died.
Yeah.
Where it's over the radio, something's being discussed about it, and it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, right.
It's like a really bizarre cameo because Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in every what's he? Rian Johnson, who directed it.
Rian Johnson, yeah.
Rian Johnson. He's pretty much in every film that he's in, but he's just in like really weird cameos.
Oh, so in every way, shape, or form, he has been in some way Johnson, in there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Was that just a fun fact you had to like tell? Like,
it's just because you mentioned about cameos and like voice, like audio.
Love it.
I just saw a photo, but then I was like, I'll give it in. Yeah, have this.
Yeah, extra information.
Knowledge.
All right, that's me done. I'll see you later.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
We're going to rate this?
Yes.
Who's going first?
Do you know
I'll
what?
go first.
Go on, Nikki. Go on, Nikki. Get it out, man.
All right, so I'm actually gonna give it a 6. To be honest,
Ooh, okay.
I thought it was a great movie, but just a lot of questions. The fact that the first time I saw it, I had no idea what the fuck I watched, and then I kind of go through a horror maze to want to watch it again. But no disrespect. I mean, like, just because I didn't get it, and just because I don't get like the imagery, doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just that's my brain capacity. But I do love like his homages to past horror directors, a very like Hitchcock style of shooting. I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, 6. But still, absolutely love his movies, and I can't wait for him to do more.
Fair.
I like
Take
it.
that on board. I'll probably give it. I'm just gonna go with a 7. Again, I'm the same as Nikki, to be honest. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but I'm also on what Matt touched on before about the comedic side of it, where there's this little parts where, right, okay, we just had a really heavy, everyone's just been stabbed the fuck up part, right? We need like a little, yeah, man, everything's sound, like, I'm on 1 kill, yeah, well, I'm on 2, you got a dodgy leg, you can't even drive, all right, so it's back down to 1s. Little things like that, comedic geniuses, I love it. So yeah, bring it up to 7 there for myself.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Ooh, with a garnish again.
Yeah, why not? And I was the one saying we weren't going to do halves. But
I know, yeah. Here he is.
Yeah. Because, like, I excuse the ridiculous amount of questions I have because I watched it and I was like, this is creepy and the sinister bits. So I just, like, discount that. So that's why
creepy, mate.
Yeah.
Touche. Creepy is the word, isn't it?
I think I hyped myself up so much when this trailer came out. I got 5 on it in the car everywhere I went.
Do you know, it's funny you saying that because I actually do remember getting in your car a lot during this time. And I remember that coming on at least once a trip. And I don't know if I was just subliminally like, it is what it is. But you were actually like doing it seriously. So there you go.
Yeah, it was a soundtrack of my life.
I remember around about that time, I was in one of the rooms in my house, the window was open, and the car drove past, and I've got 5 on it, and a text Pearson to go, have you just drove past my house? And he went, no. I was like, someone is in strange.
Yeah,
Pearson paying people 5s, drive past his house and played this song, lad. All right.
Just trying to get people some streams, that's all.
I was going to say the Spotify royalties must be through the roof now.
I know, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with a garnish as well, and I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Nice.
7. I got a little bit of rosemary on top.
Yeah, a little sprinkle.
Parsley.
A little
Parsley.
Garnish.
Salt Bay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a 7 again. So I'm with Smith on that one. Again, you've never really seen a movie like this. I like how it related to kind of had sort of a correlation to Get Out, the original one. Yeah, just an overall good film.
Happy days.
Jeez, don't sound too fucking excited about it. Fuck me. If I was about to go watch this film, I've just walked past the cinema and just you just gone, yeah, it's all right.
As the walking out, it says on the tannoy, like, yeah, it's an overall good film.
This is why we don't put you on top of.
That sounds like getting popcorn without butter or salt.
Yeah.
You're just getting dry popcorn.
Yeah. Do you want a bag? No, just in my hand.
Yeah.
Chewing for about 10 minutes or so.
Matty's the checkout lad at the end of Tesco. Right?
Can you put it in my pocket?
You're even worse. You're at the end of Aldi after they've just launched all of their shopping at you, and then you don't even ask them for a bag. You just hope that they just juggle it home.
It's bad that in Aldi.
No, we're not talking about that. We are not talking about that.
All right, we'll save that for another time. But put it this way, Nikki, there's shopping assistants over here in specific shops, Aldi being one of them, who I think to be trained as a checkout assistant have to be tested, say for example, to be able to see how far and fast and heavy and just fucking any object, imagine it being like an American football and just seeing how fast you can throw it at the end of a till. Like that is just any object. Doesn't matter what it is. You could have a carton of eggs. It's getting tossed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're just trained, right? And they must go through the academy. And whoever hits the target the hardest gets employed. And mate, honestly, you should see half of the people here. Right arms of God.
Just after hearing that, yes, you stand up.
And there's not much to be proud of in this country, but that is something we honestly, if we got our Aldi people, our checkout operators to go and play our Aldi people.
Aldi people.
Hold on, yeah, our Moldy people, our Aldi people. If we got them to be sponsored for the UK to be American footballers, honestly, right?
Yeah, it does. As much as I hate that we're talking about it, it gives you anxiety going in that shop because you just have shit thrown at you straight away, and they look at you like you're not good enough to catch.
Oh, if you don't perk up your trolley right at the end of the till, fucking hell, you should see the look you get from that.
Right, quit this off.
Yeah, sorry, no.
Shout out.
In fact, do you know what it makes me want to do? It makes me want to trap two people in a room and force them to cut off the leg, which is the next film we're talking about.
See,
I've learned some more from Nikki there.
Jesus.
Now that is how you do a turnaround. That is how Michael Scott would say the turntables.
Right. So we're obviously talking about Saw, not The Office.
Can we talk about The Office? I'm just kidding.
Do you know what? That's definitely a bonus episode we will do.
That is a bonus episode in itself. There is 9 seasons to cover there, and I've got a lot of time on my hands. However, Saw, well, I mean, right, just before we get into the serious part of it, if memory serves, there was actually, this is sick. There was when it was actually being put, like, fuck me, what's the word? You know when you like put it out, produce? No, fuck me, advertise. There we go, advertise, release. Right, people were I think the thing was, did you see Saw? Or
what was it?
And with a question mark at the end of it, and people were like did I see Saw? Yeah, like legitimate. I'm not making this up. I'm pretty sure the tagline for a good little while was, "Did you see Saw?" with a question mark, and people were like, "Well, maybe as a child, I don't remember." And there's this like severed foot on the front, and it's like, is this like an accident helpline? Am I owed money? Is there a compensation? Like, honestly, it was a legitimate thing. No word of a lie. Did you see Saw?
Wow.
Oh.
Right, shall I define this movie or give the synopsis?
Yeah,
give us a synopsis.
If people have never watched it, it's two strangers awake in a room with no recollection of how they got there, and soon discover they are part of a sinister killer's game.
I've not been in that part. I have awoken in a room with a stranger, though.
We've all awoken in a room with a stranger. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
We've all been there.
You know, not happy about it, but we're sort of, you deal with what you've got. You get given cards, and you just deal them out. No, Saw, mate. What year did Saw come out?
2004 or 3? 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
take your time.
16 years, mate. Are you in a rush? Have you got somewhere to be? Don't worry, I'll wait. Thank you. 16 years ago.
Check the watch.
Yeah, ain't it? I'm good. I'm not even wearing one. It's a freckle past the hair on my arm. Right, yeah, so 16 years ago, right, that plot line came out with, as you say, 2 dudes. They awake in a room, fucking dingy, dirty room. The lights aren't even on originally, are they? They're left in the dark. So you just woken up groggy as fuck. One of them nearly drowns right at the start. Let's just point that out. Like, fuck me. You don't want to wake up that way, yeah? And then, so and behold, this story goes. Like, what? Mate, it's a long, lengthy story.
Do we all like this movie? Because I know quite a lot of people dislike this.
I like... do you know, the first one, yeah, I really do enjoy the first one because it, as far as memory serves, it's pretty original as far as like horror movies go. in the way that it's like it goes about. I think it does start to lose its shit as time goes on, unfortunately.
Line, yeah.
But if we're talking just literally, as we said, just the first one,
yeah.
then bang on, yeah, fucking brilliant. What a film. And it does leave you leading, sat there thinking, mate, I can't wait for a second one. And it did. It did leave you leaving.
Yeah.
You left the cinema thinking, man, I'm looking forward to a second one. We say that like we could watch it at the time. We were too young.
That's true, yeah. The thing I love about this movie is like you're slowly discovering more and more and trying to piece it together in your own head. So it's like you're playing along.
Yeah, you're actually playing the puzzle, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so good. Plus, it kind of like made its own genre of horror.
Yeah. Shock horror sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, like it's like the torture porn shit, innit?
Gore porn.
Yeah.
Go on.
It was more like that further down the line, though. In this one, it wasn't as bad.
No, I think it was just sort of like a shock factor at first.
Because what I like about this one is it is just the two gentlemen trapped in this disgusting, grim bathroom for the whole movie. The only time you see other traps is through flashbacks, which is such a good way of doing it. Whereas like the newer ones, it was 7 people trapped in a room, and now let's, kill them off one by one.
Fight to the death,
Yeah,
and then like the final scenes, just
exactly.
everyone should have been friends from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, now you tell us. God, Janet's in pieces. You go tell her that.
It's just a gory version of The Apprentice, isn't it? Where everyone just turns each other very slowly.
You better hope your business saves you, man.
Oh, I should get fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when I first saw the movie, I saw it on Halloween night, like in 2004. And to be honest, I was having the worst night. We went to go to a bunch of haunted mazes, and they all closed or were sold out. So our last thing to do on Halloween night was to go see Saw. And I was so mad that I just fucking hated the movie just because I was having such an awful night. And it took me like over 10 years to like rewatch the movie again and give it another chance. But it was cool. It was a cool movie. The story definitely gets fucking cheese balls as it goes through.
As it goes through.
It becomes less about one person and more like like a shitty movie or a shitty version of that movie Escape Room, which was just like, okay, so are we playing games or are you really trying to teach me something?
Have we brought?
But I did like his idea and his overall thing because he wasn't really a serial killer because he didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, he gave him a chance kind of thing.
That's the premise of Saw, isn't it? Like that was what Tobin Bell's character was. Basically, right? Something happened to me and I decided I wanted to live. You should decide you wanted to live too. Stop being creeps. I'm going to put you in a trap where you either do decide to live or die. So it's fucking extreme. Like, it's not like simple rehabilitation might work just a little bit better, slightly more cost effective. Not like you're going to fucking die. Like
It's always funny with that movie too, because every time someone's like, oh, I was terrified by that movie, I'm like, are you a pedophile? What are you a drug addict? Like, why are you afraid? Who's coming after you?
Why are you hiding? why
like me,
I thought face man coming for you.
Yeah, good job. Wasn't scared the whole time. Nobody's coming after me.
Nikki, I like you thinking. You got all the suspect people going, oh, right? Jeepers, I've got to hide.
That's a good point, yeah.
Why?
Sitting back with the wine, just like,
yeah. I ain't done nothing wrong.
Are you racist? What's going on with you?
Yeah. Fucking hell, there'd be a lot more pig masks out and about, wouldn't there, if that was going on?
Do you have children buried in like under your floorboards? What's going on? Do you wear women's skin at night?
I just like the way it feels.
Me too, but nobody's coming after me.
Mine was legit. Oh my goodness.
It's the end of this movie as well. That's fucking. So obviously we're giving spoilers out when.
Mate, if you haven't seen it by now, then go fuck yourself.
It's been 16 years.
Go fuck yourself.
Jigsaw is actually laid down on the floor like himself
for the whole time.
For the whole time that he's actually been.
Y'all thought I was dead. I was sleeping.
Fuck.
I was sleeping.
How did he not move for that long as well? This is the question.
So, to be honest with you, they're not looking at him, are they?
You
gets
find
injected
out,
with something, doesn't he?
In like Saw 3 that he injects himself with something to slow his heart.
It's like a muscle relaxant. Yeah. and then he just basically it's like a 4-hour comatose or something.
You got to get to number 3 though, so
Yeah.
Most messed up thing too is like within the first couple seconds, like the guy already lost, and all he did was wake up and move. Like
that's
what
it.
I was wondering, like,
that's true.
Bro, how did you know? Like, how would you know just to like wake up and be still?
Well, again, this is what annoys me about the franchise. You've got to get up to like 3 or 4 to find out it's Amanda that puts the key in the bath with him.
Oh, it was?
Because, so she doesn't agree with how Tobin Bell does this. So she's not taking as much care, so she just throws it in the bath. Doesn't care where it's placed. So that's why it goes wrong.
Basically, any trap that Tobin has touched gives every person an opportunity to get out. Anything else that has not, if memory serves, not been... so if it's been touched by Amanda, or I cannot for the life of me remember the other...
We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, he's left me head now, I'll be honest.
I mean, the police officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detective Fuckhead, we'll call him, because fuck that dude. So any traps him and Amanda touch, Hoffman, that's him. They design it to make sure that the people can't get out because they're just exacting revenge. So that's why Saw gets dragged out for so long, because it's like 1 through 3 is like 2/3 of the traps are legitimate, where people can actually get out and survive, and then the other third is like, no, you're just gonna die.
Dead straight away. Yeah.
And then 4, 5, and 6 is like full on just fucking torture porn. How creative can we make these death scenes? Which, touche, there are some fucking creative people out there in the world. There are also people who try to reinvent these creations in the world. Fuck those people. But the actual creations behind the people who did it, originally, fair play. Like, wow. Like, some of those death scenes, touche, they have you squirming. Some of them, however, like, I'm not easily scared anymore when shit like that comes on. So I laugh hysterically in cinemas. And when I watched, I think it was the newest one, in Jigsaw, right? If this is a spoiler, I don't care. We'll talk about it again. There's like a specific like laser. I'll call it the octopus laser, because if memory serves, it is 8 pointers, and like it ends up like cutting through this like dude's head into like 8 pointers and just splitting him like a flower. And like I've laughed my head off in this, right? Like really, really loud. I've not got the silent laugh. I've got like everyone knows when I'm laughing. And the reason I laugh so hard is because like, fuck off. When was the last time you saw a skull get split in 8 perfectly to resemble a flower with like blood spluttering out? It was perfect. It was like, come on though, dude. Like, perfectly like, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just absolutely dark.
It looks like a Vegas water show.
Yeah, honestly, mate. That's how it went.
I almost ballet around it.
I fully laughed. But yeah, going right.
Jigsaw going round it, it's like,
mate. Honestly, it was ugly laughing as well. You know when you like ugly laugh, you don't care who's watching. You've changed color, and like really red, everything that works, mate. It was disgusting. But I didn't care because I'd just seen something hilarious. But yeah, first film, like when you're introduced to that, massive concepts. Like, what the fuck? You've just awoken in a dark. Whoa! You don't need this. Bang! Great film. Yeah.
Yeah. And thankfully it was successful, because if they didn't make a 2, 3 to get up to 4, I would still have that question. Like,
yeah.
The hell would they hadn't?
If they, I think if they'd have stopped it at 3, I think it would have been nice.
It'd have been acceptable. Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, I remember I did like a 1 through before the last movie came out, just to like catch up on them all.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always like doing that. But yeah, you definitely see like how movies start to get like a little bit more cheesy, a little bit more corny. Like Nightmare
grasping at straws, isn't it? Like,
Nightmare does.
Really, 5 and 6 are a real drag for me.
Like, the last one was a bit of like it was basically just a remake, wasn't it? It's just the same thing. Do you know what I mean? You can predict it. You can predict who was going to be the killer and what was going to happen.
You knew what was going on.
Yeah. They pretty much gave you a pamphlet before you watch it. Go like this. What's going to happen? This what's coming up.
We just introduced 1 or 2 extra death scenes that you haven't seen before. 1 or 2 new little traps that you haven't seen. We hope you enjoy. And we were all like, yeah, we're all masochists. Let's see some torture porn.
That's it though. Like,
and we did. We all jumped right in.
You can watch this franchise and not pay attention to the story and just watch people die, and that's
and laugh your fucking head off.
Well, yeah. But
you will.
The story to begin with is quite good, and then it starts getting absurd.
They do finish it full circle, though. Bless them.
Yeah,
not as quick as me or Nikki did in this episode, but you know.
Yeah.
I was going to make the whole point with regards to the first Saw, where obviously it's an original premise as such. It's a cool concept to it, and it was one of them which very much suffered Elm Streetism, where it just goes on for too long, and they don't know when to stop it because they go, "Ooh, money."
Yeah,
they need that dollar. they need it.
Mate, they're still doing it. We're getting a Spiral come out.
Spiral with Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock. Matt literally informed me of this about, was it about an hour and a half ago, perhaps?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Wait, another one's getting added?
Yeah.
We'll do a different name so they can get away with it.
All right.
Apparently it's a spin-off of, but has ties to.
Yeah. Can we talk about Chester Bennington's like cameo as well in the Saw films? Jesus Christ! That death was gory.
Glued to a car seat.
Gorilla glued to a car seat.
Oh man!
It's the screaming it he gives as well. Fuck man.
Almost on par to giving up.
Yeah.
But nothing will touch that giving up.
I forgot about that. Dang.
Yes. Was it the final chapter? If memory serves?
It was.
Like that.
Like it gets to a point where your film it doesn't matter about the story, it's who's cameoing.
Who's in it, yeah. Who can we keep interested? I know loads of metalheads definitely love Linkin Park and Chester Bennington still, so pop him in there. And we'll have him
if
in a massive death scene.
I'd be jumping at the chance anyway, so.
Oh yeah, fair.
That's the only reason why I became a musician, to one day have a cameo in a horror movie.
Nikki, if you were to have any particular horror film franchise to be like popped into, and I mean like have like I don't know, you're given like a really beefy death scene. Doesn't matter how it happens, but you're given a really beefy death scene. We'll get into detail later, but you're within a specific horror franchise. Which franchise are you choosing and why?
I'm gonna go Nightmare, because those gonna have some really well, as long as it's not a complete fucking cheese pizza kind of death scene. Like I want it to be.
So you want OG original Nightmare horror coming at you?
Yeah, let's go somewhere in a dream place. Let's do updated special effects. Let's get Robert Englund, not Homeboy, and let's make it.
Okay. Good shouts.
Because I mean that's definitely franchise. If I'm going franchise, I'm gonna go with that.
Matt, I saw you giggled your little tips off there. Then you were like, "Oh yes, me likey."
Yeah, boy.
I saw him. He was Nikki. He was buzzing his little tits off. He was there.
Can't go wrong with Elm Street. Get fucked up.
Can have a good time. Yeah.
Okay. Are we doing ratings?
Yeah, of course we are. Yeah.
No, is that where we are?
I forgot what film we're talking about. Saw, yeah. I just got a mixed up with Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah.
Did you see Saw?
Which talking about The Office, right?
Yeah. Birds, beats, and Battlestar Galactica.
Identity theft isn't a joke, Matthew. Millions of people lose their lives every year.
Michael.
Oh, that's funny. Michael?
I'm the bear.
Don't.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't get me started.
It's the pretend phone call, sorry to completely do an absolute like diver. What we're talking about is when the role play the phone
call.
My
name is Kurt, not Fart. Really?
Prices have never been better.
Right, no, don't.
Right.
The Office is too much of a good time.
Okay,
this is a whole episode.
Oh, mate, that's a whole.
All right, Nikki, what were you rating Saw?
I'm going to give it a 5. I'm gonna go with 5. Original idea. Thank God that it's hard enough to get a whole new franchise of horror movies in today's age. So I went and did it. It's getting a 5 just because, even though we're only talking about the first movie, I'm gonna bring in the other ones of its cheesiness and the fact that I hated it the first time I saw it.
I know. I feel bad. I feel like we brought up some trauma for you. Or something.
It's still there right here. That's my heart rate.
Can ensure that definitely wasn't our intention, and we will make up for that.
Still hurts, but 5. Like, it was cool. I went back and I rewatched the whole things, like all the movies, but 5 because I think the guy from all right, someone called him like,
oh, no worries.
I thought I had this do not disturb thing on. I forgot what I was saying, but 5.
5 it is. Lon, what are you taking it on as, my man?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with a 6.5. I'm gonna do a garnish. Cool concept. Before it went ridiculous and over the top. But yeah, I think just for the actual original premise of keeping it simple, keeping it in one place, the twist at the end, I think that was cool. But yeah, cool.
Listen, what you say, Mama?
I was just checking my letterbox rating because.
What did you put it on as there?
On letterbox, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
So that would translate to about 8 out of 10. But I feel like you're now changing your mind. What's
changing? I'm giving it a 7 because that's what I was thinking before I checked my letterbox account.
Oh, okay.
One thing I do like is, the dude that isn't Lawrence chained up, the photographer. That's Lee Winnell, the writer of Saw.
Fuck off.
That's
Sorry, I don't mean literally.
That's why he pops up in like 2 and 3 because he's so easy to get. He's always on set.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
That's convenient, isn't it?
But yeah, that's like another thing I quite like about that movie. The first one's good. They just go downhill when it's not Tobin Bell's stuff.
Yeah. Touche. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So who's left to rate? It's you,
right. Matthew, David Ashton, and myself. Matthew, 22 versus 34 to 40.
40.
What are you saying?
I'm going to give this a 7.5.
And the garnish. Okay.
Yeah. Again, because it's originality, it was quite risky at the time as well to probably do something like that. It was quite original in terms of how much gore was in there. Created its own genre. And like we said, I know the film's kind of dragged on a bit, but it's cool how they managed to keep that continuity going through all of those and still come out with a nice finished product. So yeah. 7.5. That's like a franchise rating, that, in it, more than the actual film. Yeah.
It's hard not to add the franchises.
Yeah.
Like Nikki said.
It's hard to separate it all together, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, the theme of Jigsaw is so good.
Yeah, again, another iconic character. Yeah. It's another iconic horror character. Wherever you see Billy the, what's he called now? Billy the what?
The doll.
Billy
the doll thing.
It's just a doll, isn't it? In the end, but that's what I mean. So, going off the whole premise, I'm probably going to join. I think it was you, Matty Ashton. I have to say all names because to separate you all.
It's fine. Yeah.
Too many Matts. Too many Matts. I'm going to go 7.5. Really good concept. Billy the doll was a fucking creeper. You know what I mean? When he came cycling in and there's some little actors in there every now and then where you pop in, you go, oh, I know that dude. Isn't Danny Glover in the first one?
Yeah.
Like one of the cops.
The police officer who sees his partner get shotgunned from the roof.
Oh, shut the fuck out of
right. He has the fucked up voice.
That's right, yeah. He's got the throat thing. Yeah, that's right.
A bit red out of us all of a sudden.
No, yeah. Oh, mate, still haunting
I forgot about that too. We didn't even talk about the little doll thing because he's such an iconic.
Yeah, exactly.
Little
character
coming in on the tricycle, and obviously it's got the sound effects, and it's all dead creaky and stuff. And obviously the iconic voice when it's comes over on the cassette, and it's
the tape where it's hello, Alex.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, that's.
And he always comes in like looking one way, and then
Does
the
that
turn.
Does that creep?
It's like the equivalent. So when Michael Myers in Halloween kills, I think it's Bob, like stabs him up against the wall, and he does that head tilt, like your dog does when it's confused. It's like that's how
or when I do when I'm confused.
I do it for whole podcasts. I'm like,
little key. Another justification behind how my 7.5 is as well is, as I say, just a shout out to the fucking creativity behind some of the traps. Again, franchise.
Scary that someone thinks of them,
mate. In it, yeah. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause some of them is like they've been seen before in like previous sort of like existence, you know, from like Romans or like
previous torture devices.
That's right, mate. Yeah. So it's just like a modernized concept of that, if you will, in some of the concepts. But some of them are fucking mad. Some of them are evil. Some of them are proper twisted.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, do we all have a favorite trap?
I have two.
There's too many to remember.
No.
So, like, one of mine that always sticks with me is out of Saw 3.
Okay.
It's the gentleman that ran over the guy's son, and it's this black dude.
And he's on the rack.
Yeah, and every part of his body twists in the opposite direction.
Shit,
arm, legs, and neck.
In his head, and like that is brutal. That one.
Oh, I know this one actually. The wing one, where it's in the back and it literally just rips the rig page right up. And, it does rip. It's like the back one, isn't it? And it
it's like shoulder blades ripped out.
What was the one where it's like a head trap?
That's what I was thinking of.
The reverse bear trap.
That was the first one. Yeah.
It was like the heroin girl or something like that.
Yeah,
that's right. The one that's Amanda, isn't it?
Yeah,
she's the first introduction to the bear trap, and then I think it gets dotted all the way through the film, like this is not going to see it happen. And then eventually, finally, they make you wait fucking 7 films. Those horrible little bastards make you wait 7 films, but you see it in the end. You see the actual trap work.
Because of them making me wait 7, I'm changing mine now to a 4.5.
Oh,
you guys.
Get Saul.
Meant it. Beautiful.
I'm impatient. I'm American. I want things now, when I want it, before I want it. Or I don't want it at all.
Lung, did you have a favourite trap? As sadistic as I say.
I was going to say the same as Nikki, to be honest. When I think of the Saw franchise, that's the first thing that literally pops into my head is the head trap, and it was just looking like an absolute clusterfuck of a situation. So that's always been like my first connotation of Saw. There.
One of the messed up ones you don't see enough is in the first one. A guy has to crawl through a maze of barbed wire.
Yeah.
And it's in like this big square cage, and he's got to crawl through like a tunnel of it. And you just see him like all twisted.
Oh, yeah, he gets shot the fuck up.
Some good fucking traps in that.
Can you imagine like when they were first pitching the story and like, oh, we need some death traps, and some guy says this like, wow, you really thought of that fast, man. Like, it's been taking for a while. Like,
I have a list.
It's very much a nod to other directors where you sort of think, where were you when you thought of this film? Where were you?
Yeah. So before we move on, I was looking at Spiral on IMDb. Samuel Jackson has signed on for it as well.
There's a trailer for it somewhere.
I've had it with these motherfuckers with these motherfucking traps. I've had it.
Maybe. Who knows?
Did you motherfucking see Saw?
Yeah. English and Seesaw.
Did you see Saw?
English motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Saw, motherfucker, did you see it?
Yes. We have marketed Spiral. Guys, if you ever want to get into contact with us and take our publishings, you're more than welcome to.
You want to add us on any of the deaths? We're in.
Happily,
Oh, mate, do you know what? If there was like a bit of like a background bit, it's showing a flashback of people dying, I would happily be in one of me trying to get out of a trap.
I think it'd be really unnerving though to see yourself die, but with CGI.
That's fine. I'll take that on board because I haven't died in real life. And if anyone asks, Saw made a creative death for me. I didn't actually mention my favorite one, which would be the one in Saw 6, which you see at the end, which is the needles that fall down from the rack and they like pierce into them, and it's like some form of acid, like hydrofluoric acid.
Ooh,
and it just melts through them and just puts them in half. It's not my favorite in the terms of that's the way I'd want to go. It's just favorite in the terms of that's a fucking bloody way to end it, innit? Like, imagine after everything you've done, because I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, he goes all the way through the tasks and everything. Like, he has to like essentially kill his co-workers. And then it's just like, now you're gonna get like acided in half, not like cut in half, not like chopped in half. Like, there's songs about being chopped in half and shit like that, but no, acid.
Jesus Christ.
Hot Fuzz just says it, doesn't it? Just nasty way to go.
I would love that crossover. It's been another murder.
Up and down them farms then? No, it's just the one farm actually.
A murder, you say?
Yeah.
No one tells me nothing.
Who died this time? Oh, it's Auntie Jackie's cousin's mother's sister's boy. Where'd he go? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Should we continue?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
No, it's all right. We've done some tangents.
We got hot fuzzed.
The 7th and final film is The Shining.
The
Shining.
I've heard of it.
Have you ever seen it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know about it.
Wait. We talking about original, or are we talking about the made-for-TV remake?
Oh, the original.
Oh no, the original. Yeah.
The OG.
Yeah.
Panic then, thinking.
Although the TV remake may be mentioned during this.
Cool. I'm about it.
Most likely.
Okay.
Because we tend to go off on tangents. I don't know if you noticed.
It's the magic of a podcast.
I got my seatbelt buckled. I'm ready for the ride.
Glad you are.
I'm ready to start the podcast whenever you guys are, actually, to be honest.
Yeah. Actually, Pearson, I was going to ask, have you been recording this at any point?
I haven't hit record at all, I'll be honest.
Oh, cool.
Understand.
Yeah, we got it.
Just for us, this, you know.
We're in no rush.
12 hours.
Yeah.
We did actually say 12 hours.
We got, what, 10 and a half more to go?
We'll have an intermission at some point, you know.
I've got plenty more films to talk about, and it's not just horror, believe you me.
All right, Mr. Pearson, slap us with a synopsis.
Right.
Don't slap me, but please tell me.
A family head to an isolated hotel for the winter where sinister presences influence the father into violence is IMDb's synopsis.
Pretty apt. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and well, it doesn't even add the flavour. That's just the beans of the situation. It doesn't give you the full spam eggs and chips. Know what I mean?
Spam eggs and chips.
I'm keeping up just, yeah.
Why spam?
Do you guys mean
I don't know, mate.
Tortilla chips or fries?
Sorry, fries. In context,
Fries.
Nikki.
Yeah.
I do apologise. And spam, don't even get me started on
Crisp
spam. I don't why spam.
Oh, fucking hell.
Should we talk about The Shining instead?
Yeah, not the spam.
Get the spam, Smith.
Jesus.
The spamming.
Right. The thing I love about this is like a psychological horror, let's be honest. It is, isn't it?
Oh, mate, yeah, it'll do your head in.
Is anyone not a fan of this movie other than Stephen King?
I know he did put his 2 words too, didn't he?
What did he say? Have you got quotes?
So
one of them was about Jack Nicholson's character himself. It was like he made him too angry from the get-go. Like his character was already intentionally going to become that crazy.
Oh, so he wanted a build-up of that, and instead of it just like having the premise of anger beginning. Yeah. So I can kind of get that, but it's not something to fucking moan about. No,
like, I get what he's saying though. There's a good YouTube video that references why he doesn't like it, and it's like a really good way. Like, spoilers at the end of the book, the Overlook Hotel burns down, but obviously in The Shining it freezes, and that's why in Doctor Sleep it burns down finally, because it's referencing the original book.
Yeah.
A delayed.
So that's why he didn't like it. Is it's not the correct ending. The characters weren't quite how he liked it.
I wonder if he was keen on Doctor Sleep then. Do you know?
Well, he's one of the main people that promoted it and was like right behind it, which I found slightly hypocritical because it's like loosely based off.
Yeah, it is. It's following
Kubrick's rendition of The Shining, and there's so many heavy influences within that.
That's why I was wondering if Doctor Sleep followed Doctor Sleep, because Kubrick's Shining, I guess from what I understand, it isn't quite like the book.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But I think it does follow it, and it like forces itself to return to the hotel to end that.
I wasn't into Doctor Sleep.
It's a long film, Doctor Sleep.
Is,
Jesus.
for what it is. They dragged it out a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, I was not a fan. But original Shining, going back to that, the Kubrick version I thought was so cool, especially after watching that Room 237 documentary, to find out all these little things or theories of little things that Kubrick's trying to say, and these little. I just think it's just that in itself is already awesome as it is, let alone just the insane amount that takes. What was the wife's name? Wendy, I know that, but
Shelley Duvall.
But for her cigarette in the beginning to not ash it with just this tower of ash, that's the most stressful part for me. It's like, is it going to fall?
But it is like subtle things like that in that Room 237, which points it out. It's like a sticker on Danny's wall changes and subliminally trying to make you think and stuff. It's such clever stuff if you fall down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, and I've always loved directors that do that because they know intentionally what they're doing. Like when Jack first goes to the hotel and he has the interview, he's going into the middle of the thing, but like there's no way that there's a window right there.
Well, there's a window,
and there's certain things
him.
Like a director and like director of photography, like they know what they're shooting for, like that continuity. So they're doing things like on purpose.
Yeah,
and for certain reasons, I just love that kind of. It's almost sinister to me, but
it's trying to play with your mind because there shouldn't be a window there, even if no one was aware. It's like later on you'll be watching, you're like, this doesn't quite make sense. The same with when Danny's on his trike and he's taking all these turns. Like all of a sudden he should be upstairs, but he's on the lower level. It just doesn't make sense. The layout of the hotel is so good.
My big boy brains has kicked in. Now, I've had a question that's been unanswered for about 11 years on this now. I went to a party back in 2009, and Matty Ashton, you'll remember this because it was Josh Wakefield's party from back in 2009. If you don't remember the party, I'll remind you about it another time. But Ollie Reed asked me the question on this about The Shining, and there was a specific scene in it, and I still, 11 years later, I still don't know what the fuck it is. But isn't there a part in it where there's like a rabbit or like a dude with like a rabbit's costume on, like sucking some dude off in a room?
Yeah.
One
oh,
scene.
yeah, like a bear costume.
What?
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's such a weird, sinister, creepy scene. And it's one of those like it won't leave your head. Like I still like
11 years, mate, scene, haunted like, still.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I still remember the day that I'll tell you exactly who it was. It was Ollie Reed. Me and Ollie was talking about it, and I don't know if he remembers the conversation, but I do. Like it was yesterday, 11 years ago. What is that scene, man?
It's such an obscure. I've never dressed up and sucked a dick, but it's so obscure.
What does do in England then?
Does that mean you have sucked one without dressing up?
I'm just saying that.
I've got a lot of questions right now.
No, what I'm saying is, I dug a hole here.
Worthy question.
Put down that spade.
But it's so fucked up that you understand the normal act of blowing someone, not, you doing the act, but you understand that that's a thing.
It has been a long while, but I do know what you mean.
Oh my god.
The only thing I can think of why it's like those are like I guess kind of like dark shadows of like that building's past, you know, same with like the murders. Maybe they consider that like something not right or proper.
Well,
that's the only thing I can think of.
The director will probably have all the answers to these questions and just leaving us just leaving us in suspense sort of thing. So like obviously, as you said, Nikki, it's like they definitely know why that was shown there at that specific point.
Yeah.
When and people who know those directors will know those types of answers, won't they?
When you watch that Room 237, every single bit is thought out. It's like what Nikki was saying, the detail on is purposely done. So everything is thought out. There's no mistakes. And if there are, it's on purpose.
Genius.
So it gives you something to look forward to. Sorry, it gives you something to look forward to every time you rewatch it again. If you see all these new things for the first time, you can't
Yeah, I think I stopped like first 10 minutes of that 237 movie and watched The Shining just so I could see all these moon references and stuff like that. And the Apollo, so interesting. And I can go down rabbit holes of that stuff. So anything along those lines, I'm like,
I'm in. Yeah,
I'm watching. Yeah.
Because am I right in saying people believe Stanley Kubrick was the person to film the faked moon landing, and that was what it was referencing?
Yeah,
I was aware of it. Mate.
It's a possibility, isn't it?
So insane, so crazy.
Like, it's one thing for that to be a theory, but for then the director who's been claimed to have made this be self-aware that that's happening and include it and give a nod.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's genius.
That's like the Banksy of it all, isn't it? That's like being the Banksy of being like, yep, I did that, but I can't actually tell. It's like a wink, like a that's what you can give away.
What were you going to ask them?
So I want to discuss the ending for a minute because it's been one of the things that's bothered me for a while. Like, so
what bothered you about it, my friend?
Not in terms of like I don't like it. It's the whole fact of I'm kind of like still like, so what happened then? Because it being that he's in the picture from many years ago and he's in it, and it's like, what? Why is he in it?
How I've took that is it's like the hotel has taken him and he's always been a part of the hotel now. And that's why there's every single guest is different. And, you know, like the twins that were murdered, the hotel's taken them with its evil presence, or the Shining, as it's called.
And the Shining like has like a
and its collection of lightsabers.
Just another one. A fine addition to my hotel.
Hello there.
It's like they have different guests from different decades as well, don't they? That's like the weird concept to it. It's like different guests from different decades.
Yeah,
it is, because you've got the guy who's behind the bar, and he was in the same position Jack was in. Obviously,
yeah, so he was the caretaker, and then Jack's trying to tell him, you murdered your wife and children, who are the dead twins in the hallway. And he's like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's that weird thing where it starts playing in your head like, wait, what? You got to piece it together.
And then in Thingy, in the film after that, wow, I forgot the name of it already.
Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. It's Jack Torrance. It's Jack Torrance behind the bar.
Oh, dude, yeah, that bit I did like.
So now he's in that guy's position, so it's showing you that again, that continuity that they thought.
Ain't the guy who plays Jack Nicholson's character in Doctor Sleep? It's the kid from E.T.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They built the set bit by bit to make it look exactly like the Overlook Hotel, including the staircase and the typewriter, everything. It looks like the exact scene of him running up the stairs.
That was my favorite part of the movie once he returns to the hotel, because that's what you want the whole time.
100%.
Yeah.
I just see it like in like modern day, like special effects.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What about the woman in the bathtub? Actually, we've not talked about her either.
Oh,
my God, that is fucked.
My first erection ever.
Yeah, that when she pulls back the bath curtains. Oh, ooh.
And it's like inviting,
Honestly,
and then he sees in the mirror this decaying.
I didn't expect that. That just came out of nowhere.
Don't threaten me with a good time. That's what I say.
Right. I've always kind of wondered, like watching that too. Like, does Jack Nicholson think like, well, some random lady, like, I'm gonna get away with this?
Yeah, in a hotel that you're supposed to look after, and it's just you and your wife in there.
Yeah. Like, you would kind of think like something ain't right.
But I wonder how that previous guy died. Then the other guy who's behind the bar who killed his daughters. I wonder how he died and became like trapped in.
I think it is mentioned in the interview because they have to tell him, but I don't remember how he died.
Right.
The hotel is just it's just a representation of purgatory, though, isn't it? Of the decades.
Yeah.
Of like the hotel death.
Good metaphor. Yeah.
Good way of looking at that. Yeah.
Hmm.
I've got 2 fun facts about this film.
Please let loose.
So they're both to do with the music. The intro music is called a DS Is-Ray.
The what, sorry?
A DS Is-Ray.
DS Is-Ray.
That is a Gregorian chant that used to be played at funerals in like, religious burials.
Whoa.
So humans already have the connotation of a sinister feeling whenever they hear those notes played. That's why Sleeping with the Enemy has the same theme.
Oh, whoa! I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I am good with these fun facts.
I like them. Keep
That's
them
awesome.
coming.
Hell yeah!
So the person that suggested that was the composer, because it's hard to say because there isn't much of a theme other than that you hear throughout the whole movie. The composer's name is Wendy Carlos. She is one of the first public trans people to come out and be honest about it. Originally, it was Walter Carlos.
Fantastic.
As a composer, did like a lot of stuff with Moog synthesizers.
Yeah.
Actually met Bob Moog and helped him popularize synths, and then came out as and transitioned.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
I think The Shining was the first film credited as Wendy Carlos, which is great.
Wow. Shouts to Wendy.
Wow. Go on, Nikki.
Kind of just going back to the first one. So the intro music is a Gregorian death chant that's just put into. That's
and then
insane.
Just like replayed. You can search just DS Is-Ray and you get flooded with this theme. Just these notes played. It's so
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that.
No.
I was so intrigued by that. Still.
Yeah, it's so interesting that we already think that's sinister straight away.
Yeah,
I love it. I love stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yes.
Would you guys ever want to see a remake of the original Shining?
Oh,
no.
No.
Please don't.
See, you're all going to say no, but I'm open to suggestion, provided that anyone that they get to play as the reboot is a legitimate upgrade. If they can actually upgrade from what The Shining is, because how old is it now? From 1980?
Is it 80 or 70? 77?
70s. I'll have a look. I should know this, but
Whilst you're getting that up, so it's been a good couple of years, and every now and then, I'd say most reboots have been
1980.
1980. Bang on, there we go.
Rain Man again.
So obviously, so we're talking 40 years now. I reckon there's some people we could definitely get in there who could definitely replenish the story, but it's finding the right people. I'm all for a reboot, provided it is done correctly. You know what I mean?
Would you get to play Jack Torrance though if you had to pick someone now?
Well,
Honestly,
who?
I would take.
You said Jim Carrey.
If you're thinking about it seriously, who is that? Sorry,
the guy out of ET did a good job in Doctor Sleep, where it made you feel like, wait, is that Jack Torrance? It did make you feel that way.
Yeah. So I'll let you sit on it then, and then if anyone thinks of any answers, then fucking let us know. because it's not something I think he's going to get to immediately. But think about Jack Nicholson back in day, right? And who do we have now on the actor playing field who could get something? It doesn't necessarily have to be like for like similar, but they need to have a nod, either A towards Jack Nicholson or a complete B, way off sidetrack away from, and make him, as Stephen King said, start him off a little bit nicer with the sinister twist. But if we were to think of anyone like that on modern day, who do we think would play it? Who could we think is like a modern day? So okay, I reckon they could do that. I reckon the dude from You.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Penn Badgley, is it something like that?
I forget his name.
Penn Badgley, I think. Does he do that Jeff Buckley documentary as well?
Yeah, he did Grease from Tim Buckley or something like that, wasn't it?
So yeah. I'm unaware of his name, but if we're going to go with that, Matty, then yeah, sound. But I reckon he could do a quality one, because I reckon he could have... Penn Badgley, yeah. There you go. So I reckon he could have the whole the nice guy look about him. Everything seems all nice, but behind closed doors, there's that fucking twist. There's that murderous fucking...
Well, that is that little... you, isn't it?
That's You in a nutshell, but make it more shining, more sinister, more axe murderer, as opposed to just mass murderer. Do you know what I mean?
So going off slightly, I was looking through IMDb because I'm sure Jack Nicholson wasn't the first choice.
He wasn't.
The Shining. But it's told me what Stephen King commented about it.
Go on.
He said, while the visuals were amazing, it's the equivalent of having a nice car with no engine.
Fuck me. Jesus.
Bit catty, isn't it?
Meow.
You know? Matt, that's like your description of Dracula.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like if you write a book and someone takes it, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna just change it to this. Like I get a little pissed off too. Like I wonder how Anne Rice feels when she has to watch The Vampire Lestat and just watch this abomination of garbage that's supposed to be a mixture of like her books. I guess when you spend a lot of time and years and passion and like you really get into some insanity, especially writing a book like The Shining.
And
I mean, as much as I love the Kubrick version, like if someone came and just like switched up what I did, I'm like, you know, my book was the bestseller, right? Like, why don't you just do what I wrote, because they wanted to make a movie based on it.
And I've
always wondered shit like that.
We've all here like made art and music and stuff like that. We understand how easy it is to get precious about something. Oh, this is my idea. I've spent time on it, hours, you know. So
do you reckon that's what Stephen King was getting to in It too? When he made one of the characters a book writer, it was getting the movie changed by the directors.
Possibly.
Remember at the beginning of it.
Could be, yeah.
Oh, could be a nod, that, yeah.
People are so catty, aren't they?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
You're going to get lovers, you're going to get haters in anything and everything that you create. Like, if someone's going to be a knobhead with it, then, all right.
At least people are reacting to it, though.
I know, yeah.
Exactly. All right, going back to the original of what you guys were saying about like who would play a Jack Torrance, I think I got one. Not well thought out, but I'm going to pitch in my answer. And first off, I just asked because I would love to see it again, just with like special effects nowadays. I know we mentioned the made-for-TV movie, and it was really cool to see like some of the special effects kind of a little bit more modernized for that time. But okay, so anyways, if I had a Jack Torrance one, I kind of was thinking of someone who could appear really nice and still have like absolute insanity in the face. And I'm trying to think like who I've seen that before, and I'm gonna go with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I could
I'm gonna bring it there.
Yeah.
Look,
just that his range, I think would kill it.
Do you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing a remake because there's no harm. We've already got the Kubrick one. If they fuck it up, I just won't watch it again. So I'd like to see a remake.
Yeah.
I like to say
as much as I would love like just do an original fucking horror movie, please. Like think of your own.
Yeah.
I still enjoy some remakes. When I see it, I'm like,
some of them there is a nod where you go, all right, that's sound, I can watch that again. Okay, whatever. And then there's some of them where you think, mate, you're riding a dead horse.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
You
some
know?
of the remakes are just absolute dog shit. Like, I can't salvage this. You're just garbage.
100%, fully with you on
Okay.
that.
Before we talk any more about reboots, we're going
Sorry.
to rate The Shining. So
Shit,
first
do
of
we
all,
still need to do that? What
Yes,
the
we do.
fuck?
it's Mr. Pearson. Obviously, with you in the backdrop, we'll start with you.
It's my favorite horror movie. I have to give it a 9.5.
Ooh, yes.
9 and a sprinkle. 9 and a
9 and a
sprinkle.
sprinkle.
So I'm going to follow up on that, and I'm going to give it a solid 9.
I'm going to say about 8.5.
Nikki?
I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. I love this movie.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 and a sprinkle. 8.5.
I like it. Boys,
Ooh.
we've done it. We've done all 7, and I think it only took us 2 hours.
Hey. Fuck me.
We're good at what we do.
2 hours,
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So, bonus round. Obviously, we've been talking a lot about reboots and
Yeah.
the good and the bad throughout the years. So, what I've done is I've listed you 5 reboots that have been done recently. Your job individually is to stack them in what you'd rate as best to worst.
Oh, okay.
So, your 5 films are starting off with the reboot of Friday the 13th, It Chapter 1, the Elm Street reboot,
Yeah.
Shit.
Child's Play,
Oh.
Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wish you had a pen.
So I'll go over it again. Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
It Chapter 1,
Yeah.
Elm Street,
Yeah.
Child's Play,
Yeah.
Halloween 2018.
So I'm just gonna chime in and immediately say fuck Child's Play.
I think I've got my order already.
Yeah, I think. Well, all right. If anyone agrees with this, sick. So fuck Child's Play because it's a piece of shit. They ruined it. I'm happy to call out any franchise we heard in the previous episode, and I'll say it again in this one. Fuck Hatchet. I don't care if anyone knows it. Fuck it. I'm gonna call it out in every single one.
Every bonus episode.
Every bonus episode, Alex says fuck Hatchet, and alongside fuck Hatchet is fuck Child's Play. Following that up with the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan of it
So you're
at all.
starting bottom upwards here.
Yeah.
Bottom upwards. I'm going like low tier. Lowest tier was Child's Play, and I'll happily call it the dog shit tier. Yeah, not human poo, dog poo. So fuck Child's Play and fuck Hatchet. The Nightmare on Elm Street wasn't really that good. Like, it could have been better, you know. I think the special effects on old Clawsy face, wasn't happy with that. Could have been better. What were the other ones, Matt? Because
Okay.
I just want to say fuck them two immediately.
Okay, so your remaining films is Friday the 18th.
Who?
Friday the 13th.
What?
Because we're just looking at
Thursday the 25th, Saturday the 10th. We've got shopping to do.
This is what happens when you look at too many titles all in one go. Friday the 18th is what Jason does after the film.
Yeah. That doesn't even make sense. It'd be Friday.
Okay, so your remaining film is Friday the 13th, It Chapter 1, Halloween 2018.
It Chapter 1 was like mediocre. Sorry, Nikki. I've got to. I'll be out your way so shortly.
No. I looked down for a second and I looked up and I thought you guys were all looking at me. I'm like, oh shit.
Waiting on him again. No, it's all me. It Chapter 1 was mediocre. I'll give that a nice little. It was all right. Yeah, I preferred the originals. You know, in terms of scariness. Obviously, situationally, back in the day, it would have been a lot scarier, but like the newer ones, I think it was a bit laughable. Friday the 13th was it was just more of a slaughter gore fest. So that goes up in my eyes just because I like a slaughter gore fest. Fuck yeah. And the newest Halloween is Tip Top-a-Roo because fuck me, what a blinder. And that's my list. So yeah, just to classify, fuck Hatchet and fuck Child's Play.
Okay, Nikki, what we got?
Okay, so I got my little list. I wrote it down. So am I going best from, like, my best to worst or worst to best?
Worst to best.
All right, worst. The worst out of those three to me was Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought that was a kick in the dick to anything Nightmare. Like, Freddy had no personality at all. You guys had, like, it's like, we finally get to make Nightmare with these really cool special effects, and that was the shit they gave us. I felt like the movie was an asshole straight in my face and just
thank you
shooting all the garbage into my face.
Yes.
I would honestly rather hit my shin over and over than watch that movie. Second is actually the second bad, I think, is actually a tie. And to be honest, I actually didn't mind the Child's Play movie, but that one's next. Just because I thought it was cool, very different from the original.
Oh yeah.
But it's only so much you could do with Child's Play. Like, my interest in Child's Play isn't that much in general. So it's like, how much are we doing this? Next up would be Halloween, which I really like the Halloween. I just thought the beginning just dragged on too much. Don't care about the little kid.
Too much drag on the history, do you reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, like, I just bring me Psycho. I don't need to realize that he was abused as a kid. His dad didn't like him. You know, fuck off with that narrative. I'm so tired of that. Be a man, grow up, handle your shit. But I did like Halloween overall. Friday the 13th remake, I actually really enjoyed. I thought it stuck true to, like, the original stories where he actually was just a crazy human person that was killing people before he was resurrected. They had a lot of fun, like throwbacks to it, and I actually really enjoyed that movie. And my number one remake is It. I loved it. I thought the new Pennywise was great. His little crazy eye. As much as I love the original, when the original Pennywise turns into a Rottweiler that jumps out, like, there's so much laughable stuff about the original. It's just like I always say, the updated special effects. So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
It was my favorite.
Cool. Mr. Pearson.
To be honest, my list is very similar to yours, Nikki. There's only like one switch. So bottom of the pile is Elm Street.
It was fucking pish.
It's done so poorly.
It was poop.
Oh, wait till I rant about this.
I'm sorry. I'm interrupting.
No, it's a valid point. Number 4, I had Child's Play because I like Child's Play.
Yep.
And I like the idea of it taking like a more common
internet modernized.
If it was around today, it definitely would be AI turning my lights on and off and putting the heating on before I get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, but I don't care. They're silly movies.
Cool concept.
To the point of being silly.
Visualized poorly.
The concept's cool, yeah. But that's all it sold me on, to be honest.
Yeah, that's about it.
Number 3 is Friday the 13th because I really struggled to get into the Friday the 13th franchise. I don't know why. I like the original, but I don't know. I just struggle. But I did watch the remake and it was a bit faster paced. I think that's why I enjoyed it more.
Gore fest.
Yeah. And then number 2 is It. To be honest, it would be joint first with Halloween because that is a difficult decision. I love both of them, so.
Okay, cool.
Matty?
Yeah, so mine starting. My favourite one is actually Nightmare on Elm Street. No, I'm joking.
Oh man, I'd have punched you so hard in the face.
3D through the screen.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead style.
3-dimensional.
Yeah, so starting from the worst one, again, Nightmare on Elm Street, because what the fuck, man? Like, for one, not having Robert Englund played him, it just looked fucking weird from the get-go.
It's just random straight away.
A lot more into all that, like, stuff to do, like, is it, like, child abuse, and he was, like, this fucking paedophile.
Yeah, man.
Well into that, and he's like, fuck me, just give us Freddy, like, no, you know what I mean? This is a bit of a fucking dark backstory to it. Yeah, so, I don't know, it just kind of put me off. The overall film was just disappointing. My fourth one in is Child's Play, because what the fuck is that CGI compared to actually having that doll, man? Like, seriously, why would you replace it? Why? It looks like it's just a fucking cartoon now. Instead of having the physical doll there that they did all those, like, stop motion bits for, you know what I mean? Literally, all that effort and, like, soul they put into that film. And then with this one, they're just like, yeah, we'll just CGI chuck in there.
They had gold and they sugar-coated dog shit.
Yeah. So that's the reason. Like, I didn't even make it all the way through because I was like, I don't even know why I'm watching it. I'm just watching it because it says Chucky.
Yeah, just for the sake of, and it's just...
Yeah, Child's Play. Oh, sick, right. Never mind. So, yeah, that's number 4 on the list. Number 3 is Friday the 13th. Again, like, I did like the little nods to like the other films, and as you said, Nikki, I was like stay true to the original character. Yeah, so I overall thought that was a pretty good film. It did have aspects where it could have been like better, but yeah, that's third on mine. Second is It, because what a remake that was. Like, at first you was thinking that could they top what's his name?
Tim Curry.
Tim
Curry. Oh.
Because he did a great job. You know, even like, you remember the black and white bits from the original where he's like in the circus running up the pole?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just them little bits in it, I loved. But yeah, when he came out with this performance, man, it was something else. And that, the whole new makeup and everything that they did with it, they just got it all spot on. The only bit that I have with it is where he's getting his hair bitten off, and he's a bit more CGI like thingy. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I saw that bit, that's the only little bit. But apart from that, it's a great film. So yeah, can't complain with that. First is Halloween, obviously, because I'm biased.
What a fucking surprise!
Yeah. So yeah, Halloween 2018, definitely, because I kind of, obviously, I loved all the other Halloween films, apart from probably like Resurrection and stuff like that. Because I mean, why the fuck does Busta Rhymes dropkick Michael a window? Yeah, like, what the fuck? Where's that come from? Yeah, it's, you know,
they were reaching for that one.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
you know it's gone off track when they've got Busta Rhymes in there doing shit like that. It's like, fuck me. Yeah.
Maybe we went and dropped it a little too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
what audience are we trying to get?
Exactly. But with this 2018 one, I did kind of like how they got rid of like all the other films and just said, you know what, it's a direct sequel, and we'll just carry on with this storyline that we've got. That's not his sister anymore. He's actually just this boogeyman, because that's what all he wanted in the first place. John Carpenter always wanted Michael to just be this sort of like enigma where he's like this boogeyman that just lurks around and kills people. Like, you know what I mean? That's more scary than actually having the backstory to it.
Yeah.
Wait. The Halloween we're talking about isn't the one I'm thinking of. I was thinking of the Rob Zombie one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like, this whole beginning, I don't need to hear about the kid's story.
I thought you meant the granddaughter. I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
I
you didn't
thought
like
you
the granddaughter.
No, I was all for all that.
Yeah. So that's my you know why Halloween's my favourite.
Yeah.
They're always my favourites. Nikki, what do you think then of 2018 Halloween? You know,
I loved it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was so good. That one part where I think like he sneaks in and then the back of the house and they got the lady looking up at the window.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I think I made that sound in a theater. It's like, oh! Oh! I'm one of those people.
Yeah,
We had the
I loved it. I thought it was so good. And I tried to tell everybody, I was like, go watch it. They're like, I don't like Halloween. I'm like, shut up. I didn't ask what you liked. I said, go watch it.
we had the pleasure of actually catching that on opening night. You know, when it came out, it was Halloween, wasn't it? Or was it?
We watched it on Halloween. Yeah, when it came out.
That's right.
Was it Halloween actually? Did it come out on Halloween?
I thought it was either Halloween or
because I watched it on Halloween day that day.
Right.
So
we watched it the opening. We stayed there.
Either way, it was the opening of it. It was the first screening, and you were the only person who dressed up, which really pissed us, weren't you? Because
I was the only guy there dressed as Michael Myers. Like, I put all the effort into this, and you guys, come on.
And then behind us, we had like a load of people sat there, right, who were on their phones, and like halfway through the film, the phone goes off, and it was just like, "Yeah, man, I've just got to sort this out over here, bro." And it was like, "What? Now?"
That well pissed me off. They just it's like, why would you come and watch it?
1:00 in the morning. What have you got to sort out now?
Nothing annoys me more.
Fuck that. That's a pet peeve of that. We've already
Crazy.
Yeah, we've done that before. What was nice is when that came out, me and Matty went watching the 1978 Halloween in the cinema.
Yeah.
That was cool to watch that again.
From John Carpenter as well, wasn't it? Just telling you what you thought about him.
I love 2018. It's so good.
Yeah, that was awesome. Amazing. I couldn't believe, like, at first they were going to scratch everything. I'm like, oh my God, what's this going to be? And then when you watch it, like, proven wrong. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. And that's another one where it's like Danny McBride writing it. This known for
going from comedy to horror,
straight into horror. So that's
true.
Jordan Peele tends to be a trend.
Yeah.
Now Chris Rock is making Spiral.
If I can talk about one more remake too that I thought was absolutely awesome, was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one.
Oh,
I don't think I've seen
one
that
called
yet.
Texas Chainsaw. Oh, do you mean?
I think it was
the early 2000s.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which had the guy from Full Metal Jacket in it.
Oh right, yeah, I think so. That's the one?
Yeah,
2003 then, into it. 2003.
Yeah, long time ago.
Let me have a look.
The one to note as well. Yeah, the one to note as well in terms of reboots that's been okay is Evil Dead.
Oh my God, that one was so good. And it was so worth it too at the end just to see Bruce Campbell.
Groovy.
Yeah, that was
Groovy.
It's a nice nod.
What's yours then, Matt? What's your list?
All right, so
sorry.
you all know what my fucking bottom of the shit pile is going to be, and it's going to be Nightmare on Elm Street because, man, that sucks dick.
That was such a punch in the dick for you as well, because I mean that's like your favorite franchise.
Yeah, and I remember being absolutely pumped for the fact that they were doing a reboot, and I was like, "This is gonna be awesome." And then it was like, "It's being done by Michael Bay's company." All right, we're still looking forward to it. Robert Englund's on it. All right, we're still gonna do it. And then, and then it came out, and then I watched it.
And it came out.
And then I saw that scene of where Freddy's coming out the wall when Nancy's asleep. And in the original, it was terrifying. In this one, it looked like something from The Mummy. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I really feel for Jackie Earle Haley, I think his name was, who played Freddy Krueger in that one. Because the fact that him as an actor is great. That film just did not hold up.
Justice for him.
Yeah, it's more the fact that if you were going to do a reboot, they should have very much followed the same concept as what Rob Zombie's Halloween did, where they just make it your own. Don't hold so much on the nostalgia factor of that you've got this film with all these iconic scenes, and you're going to reshoot it scene for scene.
If you're doing that, you've got too much to pay homage to, and unless you're that detail orientated as the original director was, you're not going to play the game. You're not going to play it.
And the whole thing with that being as well that now that the West Craven Estate's now got the rights to Elm Street again, and now they're probably looking at pitches of what to do with it. The idea should be that they don't reboot, they just do a brand new story. And maybe if they want to have these nostalgic type of things where they bring Heather Langenkamp into it or have Robert Englund in it or whatever else they decide to do, they should just do something fresh, which holds some tiny bits of nostalgia, but not scene for scene, because that's what killed it. Because then they took that story and then made him, Freddy Krueger, into an official pedo. And it just didn't hold up. It just wasn't right. It just wasn't the same thing as what the original film was and what the original film created from that.
See, I kind of see how they got there. Granted, they should never have got there. But if you think about what's the most evil, sinister thing that is in real life, it is a pedophile.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So
but
I think see why you arrive at that.
they kind of pushed to the point of it in the originals, where obviously they had it where he was a child killer, and they left it at that. There was always that idea of that. Well, did he do other stuff? But then that was that. He was just known as a child killer, and then they killed him, and then he's now Freddy Krueger as he is in the dream world and all of that. But yeah, bottom of the shit pile. Fuck you, Michael Bay.
Wow.
All right, and then what I've gone for next is Friday the 13th, primarily because of the fact that I really struggle to get into the Friday the 13th franchise. I honestly struggle. I have tried, but yeah, it's one of them.
So many as well is a factor.
Yeah, I think it's one of them.
I just want to point out, sorry, sadly, Lon, we were all wrong, because that reboot isn't a reboot, because the original, the mum's the killer.
Oh, I see what you're doing there, Smith.
So
wasn't the mom in this one too for a little bit?
they have flashbacks of her, but she's not the original killer. But in the first one, she's the original killer.
Yeah,
And then
because you don't start killing until the second one.
Yeah, that's when you get part 2, and that's when he begins.
I was just thinking of Scream now as well.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you are all Drew Barrymore. You all died, and this is why I survive.
I like it.
Okay, so yeah, Friday the 13th was the next choice on that. After that, Child's Play, because CGI just doesn't work in this case. It really doesn't.
Mate,
I thought it was
why that's not lower in your list, I don't know.
I thought it was cool that they got Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's awesome. But yeah,
Plaza as well.
Yeah, stellar cast in general. What they got for it was yeah, strong effort. It Chapter 1 next, because what a film. My only slight gripe with it is because it's so closely similar in some senses to Stranger Things, and obviously they have one of the same kids from Stranger Things, but at the same time, because the concept is so close because of it being the same time period.
Touche, man. I get that.
The scene where he comes out of the fridge is probably one of my favourite things I've ever seen.
Do you know that?
And he gets out of it.
That was the first time the kids ever saw Bill Skarsgård in full.
Yeah.
It's
so
genuine
cool.
reaction.
And then he gets out, he's like, time to float.
It's so good.
2 things.
Yes.
That's what Ash tells us before we go on stage. She's like, time to float. And we know it's time to go.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a New Year's Day fun fact.
Oh, that's cool.
Love that.
2 things on that. The first one was the arm wave. You know, when they just catch him and just that little scene, he's got the wave. Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love it. And the second one was the dance. With the legs and they go. Beautiful.
Does, yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
2 things that just needed to be mentioned. That needed to be there. Thank you.
I thought Matt just twatted his elbow on the wall then when you started doing that.
This bitch!
Last one, obviously, is Halloween 2018. Solid continuation of this original story. Generally, Curtis in it is awesome. And I'm glad that they got rid of...
She goes full badass.
Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of killing Laurie. I thought it was a strong effort to bring her back. The scene of where he kills the kid who gets impaled on the gate, I thought was a solid scene with when the score comes in and it's like a massive drone with Sims.
Yeah.
Like,
just before that, you've got the strobe lights.
Yeah, he's just stood there. He's trying to have a heart-to-heart with Michael Myers. It's like, just let it go.
Oh, and shouts to the kid, that fucking hilarious kid. I'm not fucking dying, man. Oh,
yes.
That kid's so good.
Yes, kid.
Fuck that.
Fuck that shit, I'm out. Yes, kid.
That was awesome.
Fucking run.
So yeah, that was my 5.
Yes, man.
Wrap this up because we've all been sat here for way too long.
Yeah.
I need to go pee. Before
we do, Nikki, what is your must-watch horror films for October?
I love old horror movies, and so one of my biggest things, during October, all I do is I watch horror movies. I do that same thing, I'll do Simpsons Treehouse of Horror during the day, then I'll get some horror movies at night.
Yes.
Some of my favorites are actually like Hammer horror movies. I fucking love those.
We were talking
Cushing,
about this
oh man,
as well.
Yeah.
So like one of my favorites, I don't think this is a Hammer horror, but it's The House That Dripped Blood. It's one of my favorites. I've been watching Madhouse the past couple nights with Vincent Price and Peter Cushing, and just like the way like when people die, and it's like this one like long pause of a scream where it's like ah, I don't know, just the way shit's shot. It's so psychedelic.
Yeah.
Like those are that and like the old black and whites. Just like when everybody's stressed out, they always get cigarettes and pull out their whiskey. You know, I'm like, all right, I'm liking it. But I don't know. It's something so like innocent about like the old horror movies and classic that's always drawn me. So those are like my go-tos, like Universal horror movies, Hammer horror movies, B black and white and 70s movies. Absolutely. Those are my favorites.
Love it.
I was rewatching The Creature from the Black Lagoon the other night, and again, it's one like you said, it's that quality that it has to it, and in that time, it's crazy that someone thought up of this like monster. And the way they brought it to life in the film to make it look so like realistic with the special effects that they had, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I heard it was actually made of foam, Creature from the Black Lagoon costume.
Yeah.
So
and like when you think of like those suspenseful scenes too, when it's just this like, bum 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 bum.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because even like you said, the soundtrack as well to it. Every time you know the creature's around because of the music behind it.
Yeah.
And it always jumps. I realised like the volume of the film is fucking weird because I was turning the volume up to listen to the voices, and then out of nowhere you get the creature theme like fucking blasting out your TV. I'm like, whoa!
I have a speaker like right by my ear, and I always do that. And once like the music comes, it's like this fucking crescendo.
If memory serves, that's actually a horror concept for films. The reasons why jump scares happen is because of the music, and that's what used to happen back in the day, you know, like in like theaters and stuff when horror films were shown. So that's why when the music went, everyone used to jump, and that's why in later horror films, it didn't necessarily have to be louder, but the ever presence of music was made apparent straight away, which would make you jump. So it's a legitimate thing to do with horror films. It's not just like we did that by accident and then we kept it there. It was just like no. We've had that there for years.
Yeah, music and soundtracks in horror, like they really goes hand to hand. Like that old black and white, I think it's like Carnival of Souls. Like throughout the whole thing is just like this weird organ music playing. And like you just have that kind of like sense of like uncomfortableness, kind of like the when you listen to like the Joker's theme from Dark Knight, just like that dissonance of just uncomfortable notes.
Yeah.
Oh, I've always loved that about horror, soundtracks and music.
I always remember when like studying music and stuff, they'd say like, watch a horror movie on mute, you won't get scared. It's because it goes hand in hand with it. It's part of the stuff. The other stuff I like is like the older films, like Nosferatu is one that pops in my mind because I did it in uni, like a study, is the music would get sent to these picture houses. So someone would play it live as it's, being projected into the cinema. So you could go watch the same movie in a couple different locations and hear a different piece of music for the film and see it in an entirely different way.
That's insane.
Mate,
that's so
how
cool.
good would that be? Because, someone's sight reading may sight read it slightly differently, and then all of a sudden it's got this weird, different feel.
It's almost like alternate endings, but alternate music throughout.
Yeah. Alternate soundtracks.
Yeah.
I think that is a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But before we do, can we mention your sick clothing of Stay Miserable that you're currently wearing right now? Mate, how sick is that?
Awesome.
Don't you have some tees that glow in the dark as well?
Yeah, so we just got some t-shirts. So anyways, for those listening, I have a t-shirt company called Stay Miserable Club. The website is staymiserable.com. So we started off with a couple of these Halloween shirts, and now we have like glow in the dark ones, so you can pick your colors. We have like a ghoulish face, pumpkin face, bunch of like death metal, black metal writing stuff. Kids like that these days. But yeah, and like we're adding like more stuff to it. It's one of my main things is like I wanted to do like shirts that like I would wear when I'm not trying to just sell my face off. And although we have a shirt or two like that, it's more to be something like that I've always wanted, because every time we tour around like October, I'm always going to Walmart's and buying pumpkin shirts, and none of them are ever sad.
Yeah, I like that idea. It's something that always stands out for us, because this is what annoys me. We don't celebrate Halloween as much as Americans do.
Yeah.
And if we had to have a pet peeve section, that would be mine for this.
That's mine when we usually go over there too. I'm like, do you guys not like holidays?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but
I went over there last year and I saw that Spirit Halloween store, and walking into that place for me, it was like, oh man, it was like walking into
heaven on earth for you,
oh my
mate.
God, I wanted to know. I was like, what? If anything, over here, you get a little shopping market and it'd just have like maybe a 2-block section on Halloween stuff. But this place was fucking massive.
Yeah, Spirit's great, man. And like, especially with horror being so popular nowadays, like America gets down on Halloween shit. Like there's usually walkthroughs and haunted houses everywhere you go. Like we got to save up a lot of money if we're home, just to be able to like buy our tickets, and we got to do the front of the line, no waiting thing, because you got to do that. You got to get your drink on, you got to get your food on, and like each thing is like an event, and it's honestly the most fun thing in the world. Just the holiday season, man, you can't go wrong.
We've already got a few over here, but there is one in America that I saw that stood out to me. It was called the McCamey Manor. I thought, what? Have you seen that about that one?
I have not. I don't think I've even heard that one.
It's like literally a torture house. You pay to get tortured by them.
Oh, is that the one where like they kidnap you and they gag you?
Sign a waiver.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
Yeah, people pay to get that shit done to them.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
No.
Yeah, I'm good on that. The walkthroughs I'll go through. I'll sign the waiver where you can kind of touch me, and but other than that, that's it.
That is really blurring the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to hit stop recording and tell people to go to staymiserable.com. And then
stop recording and go to staymiserable.com.